It's called stream tracker.
Stay close to me. Forget we have reggae playing. Yeah, man. Brother. Yeah, man. Put your up, hey. Put your up, hey. Yo, what's good, Spectre? Damn, bro. Tell me this is not working? Yo, Spectre. My guy. I have something. Yo, I wanna try. How you doing, my guy? Yo, check this out. Since you're the first one here, man, and the first one in chat, I need two things from you. One, let me know how it sounds. I don't know if you can tell, but I changed the mic. The mic is now like up here. And the reason is I'm setting up so I can prepare for like building the Lego piece. So let me know if it sounds okay. It sounds good, cool. All right. And two, check this out. You see the first one here, bro? I got you. Check this out. No, it's broken. I'm over here. Hold on. Give me a second. Epic fail. Epic fail. Epic fail. Give me a second. Let me let me fix this. So, damn, such an embarrassment. Let's see here. Yeah. Why is this no longer loading? Thanks for the raid. Most viewers I've had yet. LOL, maybe next time I'm actually have my shit together. Yo. Hey, of course, man. I gotta support my boy. As much as you call me a weenie and as much as you are out to get me, you know, I still got love for you. Why is this not working, bro? No, not photos. I don't use photos. Okay, since that's working there now. Okay, all right, check this out, bro. Now I got you for real. Ready for this? Apparently so. So, all right, hold on. I need to swap these actually. Give me one last second. I just gotta make sure I fix this. All right. So you should be able to see me like this, right? Now check this out. Hey. So now y'all can see me when I actually do my damn push-ups, bro. And y'all not talking that smack that I'm not doing my push-ups. And then when we go to actually building this stuff, y'all can see me building my shit. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, now we got to sit up. And then y'all can see all the mess I got back here. What's up, Hungry Hippo? How you doing, my guy? This guy, pickle shots in 3 days. What's up? Who cares? Thank you, my guy. Appreciate that, Ellis Preacher. Hey, you know what? That's actually a good time to let's get started with the stretching. From the get-go, third day. No pickle shots in the third day. But there's a chance now for us to get started with the push-ups, right? Who cares? And for me to do some stretches. So y'all don't talk that smack. I got you. Check it out. About to do the push-ups. Stop talking, who cares, and do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I just showered, so I ain't trying to get all sweaty, so I'll just do 15 for now. But we're definitely gonna stretch. Oh, is he? Okay. What is VIP? Oh, ooh, my knee. Ooh, my knee. And see, now I can show y'all the problem that I have with my knees right here. I can see this bone that pops out. Oh, yeah. I never do half-ass. Dang, who cares? You did 30. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's go. Whew. All right. But we're gonna come back to this here. I know this camera tends to get hot, so I don't know how long it's gonna last. But at least it's now in place, and we can build the Lego one piece on Friday. Hey, all right, man, I appreciate that. Who cares? Have a safe trip to your brothers. All right, I need to double check something. So I worked a little bit. Okay. Can y'all do me a favor? if possible. If possible, could one of you head over to YouTube and just do a chat on YouTube? Because I'm verifying, so just so y'all can know. So I'm working on this is part of my overlay, or actually let me show it to y'all here. This is part of my overlay, right? So this shows me like the chat of Twitch, and I've embedded YouTube with it. So I'm hoping I can get YouTube chat here as well. And I just have one page to take a look at the stuff. So that's what I'm kind of trying to test out. If somebody would go over to YouTube and just do a chat over there, I'll appreciate it. Oh, I see here, Pickle Poppy, is that what you said? Let's go, it's working. I love it. Hey, so now I won't miss whenever YouTube, chats pop up. Now, the one thing I do need to verify though is, does that pop up on the actual overlay with the chat? Okay, so y'all don't see it in this chat. All right, that's something I can fix. Let me see here. This is great. Yeah, because I don't see pop up right here. This is great. It now works on the stream chat for the streamer to review. Can we also apply this logic over to the stream overlay chat? Shoot. Oh, so YouTube did appear. Yeah. See, it did appear. Yeah. It's just delayed. I see. Yeah, so from what I was reading, so the way for YouTube chat to work is it's in a polling cadence. So I have to poll ever so often for the messages, and then we render them and display them. So it might be a little bit delayed. And I can increase that delay time. Decrease that delay time. But cool. Looks like it's working. Hungry Hippo, go work, man. You got some mobility stuff I can send for the knees. Hey, drop it, bro. What's the LeetCode goal today? Yeah, so I wanna start off on another easy. And then my goal is one, to finish this longest consecutive sequence, but then I want to start with DFS and BFS. Oh, you are working on stuff. Nah, bro, I can't do a hard. I don't want to give like a shot to my ego, porque I'm doing something that's hard and I can't do it. You know what I mean? I will eventually. I will at least attempt a hard at some point, or several. But yeah. So I think we're just ready to get started. I don't know about that, bro. More than often than not, hards they kick me up. They kick me down. Real quick, I just wanted to showcase something I forgot I had. I basically had this team lab, and what this team lab is oh, and this is a bad way to show it. I'll show it on this. I'll show it on this screen here. Watch. So this team lab is a way to where I can like go through a bunch of different versions of the overlay, and I can get a preview of what it might look like. So I can hit surprise me, get several different things, and eventually the goal is to have a JSON that gets fed into this other application that's gonna control my lights. And then that way, whenever y'all randomize the team of the overlay the lights should match that team, hopefully. So that is, you know, a goal eventually. But lots of stuff I've been working on. And you know, I keep noticing that I work on a lot of this stuff on my own time. I should just be working on that on the stream. Like, come on. I really wish they add some middle levels like medium hard, so you could have it change to pickle team when someone lands on a pickle shot. Bro, I mean, that's a possibility. Yeah, that would be something that if we come up with an actual pickle team color scheme, we can have a preset that will change when it's a pickle shot. Then your boy Pickle Rick will be happy. This guy. I mean, if you really want, this is a man, I don't even know if I can throw this all in here. Oh yeah, this is a big old JSON blob. Never mind. But anyways, I can share with you the JSON blob, and that will make it very customizable for my team. But yeah, I think, like I said, the start today is we're gonna do an easy, and then I'm gonna jump back into this medium. And the goal is to try and hit, not try, but we will hit, because I'm going to stay, I think actually closer to 4. So we got 1, 2. I haven't done DFS and BFS in a long time, but I remember somewhat how to do them, or some of the concepts I understand. Like DFS is depth first search, BFS is breadth first search, right? And then one is based on you go all the way down to the last node, and the other one is going down per level. So I hope that's enough to get me ready to jump into these leetcodes. But yeah, I'm just gonna start jumping into it, man, because you know, I had a conversation yesterday with a friend of mine's, and they already got a job. They also got laid off, but they already got a job. So I'm behind the curve, y'all. I need to step it up. The pressure's on. The pressure's on. So let's see here. Let's go back and take a look. These are all the ones that I did. My fastest time. You know, maybe we should do this pair sum sorted again. I think I did this one yesterday. Let me see if I can find that in LeetCode though. Here's some. Hey, what's up, Rajar? How you doing, my person? Where you been? What you been up to? To some. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. I think I already did this one once, so I'm gonna do this one again, just as a warm-up, and we're gonna change the time here. We already did these. What you been up to, Rajar? Skip LC? I'm not gonna skip LC, bro. I have to. I'm looking at people losing job. Well, I'm one of them, so welcome. You're looking at one of them. All right, so let us just go ahead and jump into this. Ha! Hey, this man is this. That's a way to look at it on the positive side. All right, let me get started with this. So I'm gonna put a timer, and then after the timer, I'm gonna take a look at chat. You know, the past couple of days I've been starting at the 40-minute mark. We're gonna start now at the 20-minute mark. So let's knock in these easies. I hope y'all stick along for the journey, hear me ramble for a bit, and then we can chat a bit and then go back into the next one. All right, but the goal is to be here for the next 3 hours at the minimum, pushing it to 3.5 hours because I do have to go pick up my kids at 4 p.m. my time. So let's just get started. All right, so given an array of integers, nums, and an integer target, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. All right. Example, nums, 0, 1, okay, this gives me 9. Because nums, equals 9. Example. So this would be 2 and 4, so 1 and 2, that's 0 and 1. Okay, constraints, nums, okay, we're not gonna. Can you come up with an algorithm that is less than ON squared? Last time we solved it in ON. So I think we'll be able to do it here too. Yes, I'm doing LeetCode because I got to prep for interviews. So this seems pretty easy, pretty straightforward to me. You know, we know that the array is not sorted. So it makes no sense for us to do kind of like a left and right. But what we can do is have a pointer at the beginning and one here, and then we go up and try to add. Or actually an easier way is this. We iterate once, store everything in memory, right? Yeah, so one way we could approach this is we calculate the differences for each element in the array and the target. Then we store a map of the value that caused that difference and its index. Then whenever we iterate a second time, we would verify if that target is in there. The value for is in our map, and if it is, then we know we found the two indices. Senior mobile engineer. So I think I'm gonna pseudocode this a bit. We iterate through nums, calculate nums at I, target minus nums at I, save, I mean, we can immediately check if it's inside of our map. Check if diff, calculate diff of target. If diff is in, all right, so we need here initialize init map of int to int. If diff is in map, we've found our indices. Else, I mean, well, if you want me to be very specific, because so here's the thing, it depends where you go work for. If you work for a startup, they might say a mobile engineer might be somebody who can do both iOS and Android, which I can. But ideally, I'll land in an Android engineer role. I would love to be in a senior Android engineer role. But I'm not in a position right now where I can pick and choose for a job. So I'm just looking for something that sticks. As long as it's native development. I don't want to do any React Native, Flutter. I don't want to do none of that, unless it's Kotlin Multiplatform. Else, if diff is in map, we found our indices. Else, save. Do we want to save the diff? Because if we find the diff, that's not the index, right? You save nums I in map to index. I think this would be enough for us here. So I'm gonna have a map equal immutable map of int to int. Then we're gonna do a nums. We can do a nums for each. Yeah, nums for each works. Nums that for each. And we're gonna say val. No. We don't want nums for each actually because we need the indices. So we're gonna do for I in 0 until nums that size. Nums that size is fine because until means it doesn't include the last value. Then here we're going to calculate the diff. So we say diff equals target minus nums at I. So in this case here, right, I'm going to get 7. So now check if map 7, which is diff, is not null, then we know we found it. And then we'll return here an int array of I, comma, map diff. Boom. Otherwise, we'll just store inside of the map the nums at I. Right? We'll store the 2. And why would we store the 2? Because the next time the target is 9, 9 minus 7 will give us 2, and then we'll have the indice for that one. And this should be what we want. Worst case scenario, we'll get that. I think this is good. What projects do I have? What do you mean what projects do I have? Like the projects that I've been working on? Yay, this worked. I will pause it here. This took me 7 minutes or 6 minutes and 54 seconds. Dope. Perf. That was a good little warm up. That's a good little warm up. Just to get the juices flowing of the brain. Cool threesome to. Oh, did I already do this one? Oh yeah, it is the same one. But okay, maybe I can get rid of this one here. Since I already did it. This is just too soon. Just copy this here. This one. I mean, I have my my game that I've been working on. I'm probably gonna focus on that more tomorrow. Android native projects, I have several. There's Clipsy, there's Subnudge, Subnudge. Baby is out there on the App Store and Play Store. I have several apps out there. Cool. Okay, so that was a good little easy. Get rid of that. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this one here, and I'm gonna start from the beginning because I don't remember where I left off. The longest consecutive well, actually, we'll go ahead and do a little stretch break here before we start on the next one. Appreciate that, Frozer. I mean, appreciate that, Spectre. Oh man, why did that bot say that? Is that what my bot has been saying? Interesting. I haven't been using, I need to get back to Clipsy to be honest. But yeah, Block Rush is one that I've been working on. It's coming out soon. But yeah, Baby is one that I've released and it has a few downloads on the App Store. I think I've been averaging like close to 1 download a month. Yeah, it is saying about Clipsy. Oh, it's because you said Clipsy. Ha ha ha, that's funny. I thought it was automatically saying it. Yeah, oh, I see. Cool, appreciate that. All right, let me see here. The next thing I wanted to take a look at is, so this is another one that I've been actually looking at doing, Rajar. This one I've been kind of working on. Subnudge is a small application for small streamers who want to keep track of their Amazon Prime subs or just subs in general and potentially have a view of a payout, what they might get monthly. So if you go to my website, you can see it, Rajar, frozer.xyz. The only ones that I have released right now on the projects is Bevy. This is the only one that I have, and you know about this one. Thank you, Spectre. Yeah, like every single app that I've made is native. Booyaka! When I come up and I wake up in the morning, where they go over here in the man. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. I only do Kotlin now, but before 2017, I used to use Java a lot. Yes, I do. I do quite a bit. I think honestly that is, you know, when I used to work at Square, we were pretty much forced to use it all the time. And even, I mean, I don't know if y'all heard recently what the NVIDIA CEO said, but he basically said, if I have an engineer that I'm paying $500,000 a year and they're not using a minimum of 250,000 tokens, you know, then that's something where we're gonna have to have a really harsh discussion about. So the expectation, I think, from now moving forward is you have to use generative AI, and we have to start thinking a little bit more abstract from the low-level code that we're normally used to writing. Like we have to think a layer, when I say abstract, I mean like a layer above. We have to be more product first instead of, you know, coding first. I know, I hate it too, but I think that is the way where we're going. You know, if especially, you know, somebody like NVIDIA, which are the leaders right now in AI, you could say, right? They are in a sense. Yeah, you can talk about Claude, you can talk about OpenAI, whatever. But the fact of the matter is these companies are not profitable. OpenAI and Claude are not profitable. Yes, they have great models that we can use, but they're relying on the hardware that NVIDIA is providing, right? So I think NVIDIA in the long run is somebody that you definitely need to be listening to. And they're kind of setting that trend. So yeah. Very similar field to PR requirements. What do you mean by that, Spectre? Ooh. Oh, having token usage requirements. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I don't know if you knew this, Rajar, but I was required to make a certain number of PRs a week before I got laid off from Square. And that implicitly is telling you that you need to make the most out of AI in order for you to get, you know, those PRs out. Because realistically, to be able to get a large amount of PRs out that are impactful takes time. But with AI, you can have it, let's say, assess a test file that needs to be changed or could be cleaned up, and then you create a simple PR that way, right? So Yeah. Bro, I don't even want to know if I want to see anything that Jack says, to be honest. Yeah, that's the Rajar, I think you're a little bit behind, my guy. That's the tweet that caused me to lose my job. So yeah. And here's the inside news that I know, because I know these things personally, because I'm ex-colleagues with Square folks. People got hired back because the cut that they did was too steep. So yeah. What a great post by him. I sent him an email before I left. Brother, cuando tú quieras, estoy ready. A la morgue. Damn, brother. Eduardo, estoy esperando de que me hables para que sí nos sentemos y hacemos un juego, brother. Quiero hacer un juego. They didn't get you back because they didn't want to honor your promotion, basically. I mean, yeah, when I had a conversation yesterday with my colleague, they were telling me how it was so messed up that they saw how hard I worked to try and get my promotion. And they told me I got my promotion, but it wasn't gonna get into effect. Like, look, within 6 days or 7 days, that would be April 1st. That's when my promotion would have gone into effect. And I got laid off. Yeah, that's what I said, Rajar. You've been gone, man. I think there is some truth about AI in terms of it taking my job to a certain extent. I do think there are some stuff that you don't need as many developers as they had. For sure. Like, Square didn't need that many developers. I agree with that. Was it because of AI? There's some half-truths to it. I think it's a mix of, yes, AI is making people do a lot more with a lot less, but also Block as a company, they overhired during COVID, and that caused like this big amount of developers that we no longer needed. So yeah. You know, and to be fair, like I said, they rehired people back. So maybe AI is not the whole picture that he was trying to paint. And if you take a look at his tweets, he even admitted in later tweets that they did overhire. So you can make your own assumptions here. Estaba pensando en un Tetris pero 3D, o sea que no es solo X, Y, sino que también Z, se podrían acomodar piezas en Z. Uf, eso sería como un Rubik's Cube. Suena chimba. Pero mira, le tiras cosas, le tiras cosas como roguelike. Es que me encanta roguelike. I love roguelike games. Para que siempre sea diferente. Como el que está haciendo este man. Oh man, he came the other day. Studios, I forgot his name. But yeah, anyways. There was this guy who came to the stream. He has a YouTube video all about Godot. And his game is about blackjack, but a roguelike blackjack. And it was pretty cool concept. There was follow-ups that I saw that it was less due to AI and more due to the overhire during COVID. Yeah, I think that is definitely a big part of it. I do think there is some truths to the AI though, as to why, we were let go. All right, I think I need to do one more thing here because this stream chat monitor is not working very well. Lost. Let me role play as your next recruiter. Do you have any open source contributions? And let me see the apps that you made without any help of AI. So Rajar, that is a very hard question to answer. And honestly, if a recruiter were to come at me that way, I would say, you know what? I'm just not the candidate for you. Go for it. Because here's the truth. Here's the realistic, the truth, Rajar, is that not everybody has the time to build their own applications or stuff that they made without the help of AI. And most of the stuff that they say they made or worked on is behind proprietary. It belongs to the company that they work for. So I can tell you, hey, I work for Snapchat. And I did work on Snapchat without the help of AI, right? But is there any proof to that? I can't show you that proof. You can only trust my word. But the truth is, that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? And as far as open source, like I said, not everybody has the time to contribute to open source stuff. So if a recruiter came with me like that, I'd be like, nah, you go ahead, bro. I'm just not the right candidate for you if those are the requirements that you're asking for. Yes, I was referring to Blackwater Gator Studios. Yeah, he's a dope person, has his Godot channel. Y'all definitely take a look at his stuff. And I forgot to put my Godot, my YouTube link on here. I would highly appreciate it if everybody that's watching were to just go to my YouTube. I want to give you all an update. It's literally 2 minutes long. Just take a look at it. Sorry, I'm replying to somebody here that made a comment on my YouTube. Gracias, Eduardo. Take a look at my YouTube video about a game that I'm making. And just give it a like if y'all are okay with it. It's 2 minutes long. Just take a look at it. Please just really give me feedback. I really appreciate it if you do. I am on my journey to make 100 YouTube videos. I've only done 2. But I think I have a better workflow now. I've been able to integrate. I haven't showed y'all that at all, but yeah, I'll give y'all a preview here. This is something that I've been working on called Creator Workflow. It's a project that ties into all of my GitHub projects. And yeah, this is the one I'm currently working on. Last night, the latest thing I did was added this one-click setup. And what it does is it automatically imports everything into DaVinci Resolve. So then, I don't need to really do anything in terms of setting up my project. It just sets it all up for me. All I have to do is record. And then it has everything already set. It imported all of these videos and everything that I've recorded for myself. So, I think this workflow is gonna help me better. And yeah, we're gonna have some more videos coming soon. All right, I think now it's time. So let's get started with this medium one. This one did take me some time last. I started it with 15 minutes left in the stream. I ended up extending it to the 20 minutes mark, and I was wrong in my approach. But we already warmed up the brain juices. So let's just go ahead and dive in and see where we get with this one, all right? All right, this is cool. Damn it, did I lose some messages? Okay, let's see here. Think from the perspective of a recruiter. There's only so much I can learn about you from an interview, but if I can see your past work, that increases somewhat trust into me about you. But Rajar, I think that's where you kind of have it a little bit wrong, in my personal opinion. Most of the time, recruiters, they don't have the time to sit down and investigate the work that you've done. It makes sense for somebody who doesn't have experience or who has not been employed before to have contributions to open source projects or even have their own GitHub repository that anybody can take a look at. But with somebody who has experience like myself and who has a resume that shows the years and places I've worked at, you know, that speaks for itself. So I think the way you're approaching right now to asking me those questions, I am perhaps not the candidate that you were looking for. Does that make sense? Like, I've worked for InMotion Software, Procore, Snapchat, Square. I've gotten offers for, you know, and you can go and look at my resume when I send it to you, and you'll see all of that. And I can talk about all of my experiences. I can talk about all of these things in my interview to give you enough confidence that I know what I'm talking about. But for somebody who doesn't have the experience, it makes sense to want to see all of their work and contributions. That's why it's very important for like these the first technical screenings. That's usually why they do the LeetCode, is because these technical screenings are a great way to just kind of like filter out people who are just talking the talk and people who can actually walk the talk. I'll offer you a job, Frozer. You can do for me and I will pay you in horse biscuits. Hey man, if I could live off of horse biscuits, I would. Dímelo, Javi, ¿qué pues? ¿Cómo estás? Why do you say I'm going for corporate vibe, Rajar? I'm curious why you're thinking that, because I've worked in startups, I've worked in corporate, I've worked in non-corporate, I've worked for contracting companies. Like, I've worked everywhere from the spectrum. So like, I don't know why you're getting that vibe. Maybe that's the experience that they're hiring out and where you are in your region or where you're from. But in my experience, like, nobody has ever asked me for my GitHub. Nobody. I'm not. Fun fact, I don't even use LinkedIn like that. Last time I logged into LinkedIn was in 2019. And the second time I logged in LinkedIn was a month ago when I got laid off. So I think you're making assumptions, Rajar. I'm talking based on my experience. Maybe I'm talking like LinkedIn because maybe some of that is true. But I'm talking based on my experience. So I'm curious as to where you're getting this check that you're going from, this vibe that you're getting from. I'm just telling you what I've seen. And bro, like, I've been in this industry. Been in this industry for 16 years now. I'm not 14 years. Yeah, 14 years. So like, I think there is a little bit of weight to what I'm saying. I'm great. What about you? Hey man, I'm chilling, bro. You know, I'm starting some more grinding today. So we'll see how it goes. What is that? Dímelo, Nendo. What's good? How you doing? All right, we're gonna throw in this longest consecutive sequence. Oh, that's cool. Did it automatically got it? That's dope. This is a medium. We don't know what the slowest time or any of this is. Oh, I did this in O of N time, did I not? Just want to verify if I did it in O of N time. Yeah, this is O of N. Space complexity is O of N. It's not O of 1, it's O of N. I'm pretty sure the space complexity is O of N because the map is gonna be the same size as the array. Ooh, but what if it had duplicates? Doing great, quite a tough day though. Man, what you got going on then though? Why is it tough? We both are contemporaneous. I don't know what that word means. Pero a ver. Ooh, why did it go to hell?
Cat Inspector proclaims, don't you just hate it when your cat wakes you up like this? Meow. Meow. Meow.
Oh,
Meow.
cool.
Meow.
Oh my gosh.
Meow.
Hey,
Meow.
hey,
Meow.
hey.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
This guy.
Meow. 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 Meow.
Oh my gosh.
Meow. Meow.
I can't think.
Meow.
This, hey, we shouldn't have this, especially when we do leak code. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. First step towards MCP and AI product development today, creating our own agent. That's interesting. Why take the investment to create your own agent? They all have the hardware to run it? That'll be just curious about that. Give me some company you like work on. Some companies I've worked for or companies I've worked on. I mean, like I said, I've worked for Snapchat. I don't know if you've heard of, I'm sure you've heard of Snapchat. If not, it's a social media application that runs natively on both iOS and Android, and you can take videos and send it to your friends. They disappear after a period of time. I've also worked at Procore. Procore is a construction management solution, a digital construction management solution that has both native iOS and Android applications. In the Android application itself, I worked on many various areas. One includes injury report system. Also, another one has been the BIM modeling system. A BIM model system, if you don't know what that is a 3D printed render of your construction plans. So you can specifically go in almost like a video game and zoom in and see, let's say, this pipe from this wall to this wall, and you tap on it and you see, okay, well, it's, you know, that long and you need it to be these quarter inches, or you need these certain nuts that goes into it so you can screw. That took a lot of C++, and I ended up using the NDK for that particular project. So does that answer your question, Rajar? What's up, Marcy Popsies? Welcome on in. How you doing? ¿Cómo estás? We need product consumers actually need. Since AI revolution, our product is kind of useless, so we are creating a knowledge agent. Ah, okay. So yeah, something very custom to your product. That makes sense. I think everybody needs to invest in that. You like to work currently. Rajar, bro, you confusing me, my guy. Like, I'm not working on anything currently because I got laid off. I don't have a job right now. I started working in tech between 2011 and 2013, just like you. Hey, let's go, Javi. See? You know, I got a job before graduating from college. I got a job in 2012. I graduated college the end of 2013. So that should tell you how old I am. Thank you, doing good. How's your day going? My day is going good now that you're here. No, my day is going good. It's all right so far. Having some good conversations right now, but gotta jump back into the leak codes here in a bit while I'm preparing for interviews. And I forgot to add this little command here. Here we go, studying algos. So Marcy Popsies, like, are you also a software engineer? What else do what do you do? Are there any products you've built or anything you'd like to share? In future, what companies you like to work on if you're given the choice? So I think at this point, like, I don't have that passion to work for, like, to go and find a company I want to work for. You know, initially I really wanted to be a part of Google. You know, maybe Google is still something that I'd be interested in. But I think now I am trying to find more so a job that fits to my life. Not where, you know, my life revolves around my job. Does that make sense? Because at the end of the day, it's just a job, you know, and the people or the thing that's just much more important for me are my family. So if I can find a job that meets my family's needs and it works around my family's schedule, obviously with compromise, right? Because I know job has their requirements. So as long as there's a compromise, and the compromise at the end means my family's time is much more respected, that's the kind of company I want to work for. You know, and so I've gotten offers from Google before, and I've gotten offers from like Square, Snapchat. You know, Facebook has reached out to me to go and interview for them. Amazon has. I've done all of those interviews before, but I know people in those companies, and I know their lifestyle, and I know kind of the time it takes for them to get certain stuff, you know, for themselves, and it just doesn't interest me that much. Same here. I got graduated in 2014, I guess. Hey, bro, good for. Hey, man, how are you? That's. I see you, man. That's why we're both contemporaneous, right? Is that the word you use? I'm on my way for graduation. ¿Cómo así, Nendo? You about to go graduate? Marcy Pop says, I'm a pathologist, but doing computer vision AI projects for the Department of Pathology. Yo, pathologist. Is that about blood? Yeah, specialized diagnosis diseases by analyzing blood, body fluids, tissues, and cells. That's pretty cool, Marcy Popsies. You know, we have a freaking doctorate or miss. That's pretty dope. Wow. That's cool, man. Well, so tell us about your experience with AI and in your industry and in your department. How has that changed? How is it working out for you? Do you like it? Strong mindset with job and family, balance there, mate. Facts. That's what we need, bro. That's at the end of the day, that's what's gonna matter. The job, you know, Google might be here 20, 50 years, 100 years, I don't know, but I'm not gonna be here by then, right? So, and at the end of the day, they don't care about me. Realistically, they don't. Now, who might care about me might be my teammate, you know, might be my manager, might be my colleague, right? Those, they might care for me. And I've been blessed enough to where I've met friends in my work. You know, to this day, I still have contacts with people at Procore that I literally had dinner with them a week ago, and they live in California. You know what I mean? Like, those connections matter way more than the job or the company you're going to work for. Now, I get it. We do need to work for these companies to provide, right? So what am I looking for? A company is somebody who can make sure I can keep that balance. Kind of graduating, more like ending my 4-year lasting educationship, which is quite similar to graduation here. As long as you have enough money for family, what even helps working more, man, enjoy life. Facts, Nendo. Life is too short. So it's very, you know, gotta find a balance, bro. So no Silicon Valley. I'm not saying no Silicon Valley. I'm saying I'm not going to move. I am not going to shift my family's lifestyle for the sake of a company. I'm not going to shift my family's or compromise my family time for a company. I did that before. It sucked. And it got me ahead, don't get me wrong, in several different companies. It gave me opportunities like Snapchat. It gave me offers like Google, like I've mentioned before. But the sacrifice it took to do those things, would I go back and do it? I wouldn't. No, not worth it. Let's see here. I started doing the research with AI in 2015. Now we're at the point that we are implementing it. Yo, so you've been cooking it up for 11 years. Wow. Wow. Good luck on your implementation. I mean, wow. I mean, what sort of AIs are y'all using, or models? Are y'all using Claude, Anthropic's models, or OpenAI models, or anything that you can share about it, Marcy Popsies? Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, man. You know, this is always my vibe. This is the beat to my heart. It's always reggae and chill. Not for everybody, I get it. You know, and obviously there's days where I need my heavy rap, you know, but most of the days this is what I'm into. Okay, I think that's a lot of little chit-chatting. Break enough. We can jump back into this medium lead code, which is going to take me some time. Rate yourself as a programmer in a scale of 1 to 10. It depends what a programmer means to you. You know, in the era now of AI, is a programmer somebody that is very technical with code and know really how to optimize the code? Or is a programmer somebody who can maximize the usage of their tokens? You know, or minimize the usage of their tokens by maximizing their output, while maximizing their output, right? So like, what is a programmer? You know, how am I supposed to rate that? Because I'll tell you this much, I've met a lot of highly technical people that are great individual programmers, but we're not good colleagues. And the company might look at that and be like, hey, that's a great programmer, very technical programmer that I love and I would pay a lot of money for. But then the environment that you go work in is trash. Is that okay for your mental space? Yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I discovered Bill Withers today, who I enjoy listening to. Bill Withers sounds so familiar. I'm bad with names. You prefer the startup culture? Ooh, that's cool. Startup culture, I mean, it can be. Oh yeah, I've heard of Bill Withers. Yeah. Startup culture has its pros and cons, for sure. You know, I've been a part of several startups that didn't hit, but you grow tighter, you grow closer faster because you're always under pressure. And it forces you to get out of your comfort zone and grow, right? In that sense. At least that's been my experience. So, I mean, I can see that. Not AI. Ooh. I mean, as a programmer, we're not AI. So I've never been, here's the thing. I've never been the person that's very super technical and great at the technical super performance stuff. What I've been as a programmer, what has been my strong suit is one, I get shit done fast and I get it out in the hands of anybody that needs it as quick as possible. So I'll give an example. Whenever I first got my mobile engineering job, my first ever job as a mobile engineer, that's my actual title. Before I had titles as a web developer, backend developer, but my first job as a mobile engineer, I was given the task to have an Android application catch up to an iOS application that has been in the oven for over a year. So in other words, the iOS application had been in development for over a year and I had 2 months to get the Android application caught up with it. It was only 2 of us working on it. And then one person, which was a chief architect of this startup, he was working on a framework to help push views that could be rendered easily. But there was a lot of business logic, a lot of views in itself that needs to be built that he just didn't have the time to do. So I came in and I got through to do all of that shit done in the 2 months. You know, my freaking, you can talk to my family about this, but they didn't see me basically for a whole summer. I was literally working about 14 hours a day on weekends included. It was crazy. It was so bad that I couldn't sit down. I started getting like, my tailbone was on fire all the time. It was a horrible physical feeling after it all was said and done. But I got a lot of shit done, and I got it, I was very efficient, and I was even able to train contractors and then manage those contractors under the hood. So what is that a programmer to you, Rajar? Like, where does that fit in your programmer scale? Like, is that a manager? Is that like a programmer that can, where does that fit? Because realistically, if you go look at a junior developer, senior developer, staff, developer, they have different hats that they wear. And sometimes it's not about their technical abilities, but more so, can I have the vision to get something done on time? Can I delegate the tasks enough? Can I break them down enough so people can get the job done, on time? So it's much more than just the technical skills that I think you're kind of putting me inside. We use vision models, not LLMs at the moment. You can get a feel of it from the site from Vision Farm. As hobby, I now make smart trap with a few other people to detect and catch invasive exotic insects. Marcy Popsies, that's so cool. Is there anything that you can share in terms of that, as far as like a website, so we can see that smart trap? Like, that sounds actually pretty interesting. That would be, why I'm curious about that project, Marcy Popsies, is because I'm from a tiny island, and we've had some invasive, I wouldn't say exotic insects, but we've had some invasive species that has come by in, and we want to try to figure out different ways on how to prevent them from continue with their invasion. For instance, I think there's a bunch of algae invasion that we don't want. I see. All good. Yeah, I totally understand, Marcy Popsies. I'm in that same boat. I try to keep my personal life as private as I possibly can. But yeah. Not trying to kill the discussion, but the ad system really doesn't seem to be working quite correctly. I still don't get him, just FYI. Maybe it's in your location, because I know some people don't get the ads, but some people do. So maybe it's your location. Are you a sub? If you're not a sub, then you should see the ads, but like I said, it's sometime by your location. I am very technical, and often people ask me to leader or mentoring, but I love programming. And that works too. If that's where your strong suit is, then stay in that area, right? If that's something you enjoy. I do think now with AI, we're gonna have to figure out ways on how to be more technical when it comes to the AI portion of it. Like, maybe how can we make AI more efficient by consuming less tokens, for instance? That's a very technical thing to look into. I did a good job to dodge your question. How? Do you enjoy programming? Are you in a flow state when programming? I mean, if I didn't enjoy programming, bro, I would have switched careers a long time ago. I work for 10 hours, let's say, and then I code on my own for extra hours. I don't know how many hours. So do I enjoy programming? Yes, I fucking love it, because is the way I'm able to be creative. I'm not a very creative person outside of programming. That's it. I like building stuff. I'm definitely an island boy, but not that island boy. Oh man, I just didn't do it. Yo, man, chemistry is one of my favorite subjects. I actually, I almost became a doctor. Well, not almost became a doctor, but I was on route to becoming a doctor. So I had like so many sciences courses that didn't even count towards my actual computer science degree. Like I went all the way up to Chem 3, Organic Chem 1, Organic Chem 2. I did microbiology, anatomy. Microbiology was fun as fuck. But yeah. What's up, Billy Noel? I was thinking about you the other day, not gonna lie. For some reason, your name popped up in my head. I don't know why it was. Oh, it's because there's this app that I've been working on, kind of. And in this app, when I was taking the screenshots for it, your name was one of the names in here a lot. So I was thinking about you. How you doing? Have you heard of the 100 Devs community? No, I have not. What is that? Really like the stream layout, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you didn't know, there is a reward you can do that's called randomize, and it will randomize the color of the layout. The goal is eventually that randomization will also affect the colors that you see in the back. And here, let me give you all a preview of something that I haven't shown a lot of people except Spectre that was here earlier. But eventually we're gonna be able to customize the layout so y'all can even see these other lights over here change as well. So coming soon, something we're eventually gonna figure out. But yeah. Anyways. By the way, the reason for this view is because here's my Raspberry Pi that I need to finish setting up. Is because on Friday, this is my birthday week. So for those of you who don't know, this is my birthday week. And on Friday, I'm planning to build this on stream live. And I'm not getting off the stream until I finish building this. So if y'all want to take a look at that and come have some fun with me building this stuff, make sure you come through on Friday. One Piece, best fucking thing ever made. Don't disagree with me, anybody. If you disagree with me, you'll be banned. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I have a strong concept so commonly that make me question decisions for tech stack architecture, so on. I mean, that is a big part, right? The more senior you get, the more of those patterns you recognize and the better at that. They're a community mostly built around long video series course for beginners, but I mention it because they have these live Discord streams that are basically all about job hunting, both for people who have gone through the course, but also for anyone. That's cool. I mean, I'd be interested in taking a look at it. If you don't mind dropping the link. See, Spectre already know all of this. I see, Javi, I see. Thank you, I appreciate it. I was just about to say this run by Leon Noel, who not only actually interviews people for jobs, but also has a huge network of hiring managers. Actually, I know about him. Don't he has a YouTube channel? Really know? He has a YouTube channel, and I think he interviews people live on his channel, right? Tell me 5 things you hate about Android and Kotlin. Oof. Man, Rajar, are you trying to interview me right now? I'm trying to study, bro. 5 things I hate about Android. 1. I mean, bro, in today's world, there's a lot of, the thing is, where I've been working at Square, we were so used to working on our own, using our own libraries, that Android specific things were abstracted away from us. But if I were to go back and think about Android, one thing I don't like is fragmentation. There's so many devices out there that, or so many hardware developers out there, that the flavor of Android or the functionality might be different on each of those devices. So for instance, you could have, the SDK could provide an API for a biometrics solution to integrate biometrics into your application. But let's say a flavor of Android on a Samsung device might not have that API available, or the implementation of it might be a little bit different because Android is open source. So that's a big one that I might not like about Android. About Kotlin, there hasn't been a lot of things that I don't like about Kotlin. If anything, I would have to compare it to things I do like to languages like Swift. For instance, I love Swift structs, which we kind of have those with data classes on Kotlin, but it just feels a little bit more cohesive from the Swift standpoint. Also, the way how extensions are written in Swift, I'm a little bit more, I like it more than those in Kotlin, because in Kotlin they can be like these global extension files that just lives everywhere, and it's kind of hard to organize them. or even keep track of them. But if you write them in Swift, you have to define, like the way you define an extension is on a, it's like, think of it as a function or a definition that anything within that definition applies to that class. All those functions that you create inside of that definition applies to that class for that extension. But in Kotlin, everything is like this. So if I wanted to do an extension, right? So if I wanted to do an extension on string, so it'd be like string that clean. And then this would be an extension like that. But in Swift, you will have something like this. And this would extend, like, let's say protocol. I forgot what the way they do it for Swift, but it's something like this. And any function inside here would be an extension method. All of these would be the extension methods inside of Kotlin. You know, for Swift. But Kotlin, you have to write them individually like this. Something like this, you know, and I think this is much harder to read than this. Here I can clearly see these are all the extension methods for that said class, you know. So I don't have 5 things to give you right now because I want to jump back into studying, but off the top of my head, those are some stuff that pop out. Let me see here. I just stay active on his Discord and watch the live streams. Cool, Leon. I diplomatically disagree with what? About Leon? Who you disagree with, Nendo? Man, I'm so behind on the freaking chat. He review resumes, lives and stuff for sure. You know, Discord. Let's go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I do know about this person. Thank you for sharing the link, Billy. I hope you've been okay. I will definitely take a look at his stuff. Yo, what's up, Jonathan? Happy belated birthday. Thank you. Appreciate it, my guy. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it, Jonathan. Hope you're doing all right, bro. We need to link up, man. We haven't linked up in a minute. That's my boy, man. He's a realtor and he is legit. That dude, he's been hustling his butt off. I've started watching One Piece currently in episode 119. I don't know about love interviews on the YouTube channel, but it will not surprise me. Probably more like mock interviews, resume reviews. Gotcha. I'd rather Kotlin for Android instead of Java. I agree. I remember when 100 devs was popping, but hasn't Leon been kind of inactive for a while? The OS device fragmentation is a pain in the ass. Agree. What's up, Sneaky Fox? Bro, I got laid off. About a month ago. So yeah. Unfortunately. What's up, Nicholas? I did. Yes, I was at Square for a bit over there. But I don't know if you saw it. Jack Dorsey announced on a big old tweet that they were cutting 4,000 employees, and one of his main reasons was because of AI. That's kind of like here or there. You know, I can see, yes, why AI, but a lot of it was also because of his overhiring. So yeah, but unfortunately I did get laid off. Quick question. Hold on, let me see here. Diplomatical disagreement with One Piece being the best. Oh my goodness. Then who do you think is the best, Nendo? What do you think is the best? And how, like, I need to know what, like, how much anime or manga have you watched to be able to have that type of, like, opinion? Quick question. In Swift, you can create multiple protocols for add extensions to the same class. Yes, you can. Which makes it a little bit, if used incorrectly, can make your code base pretty hard to read or hard to find what these extensions are for. That's why, and I do like this about Swift. If you look at it, they have something like NS, or let's say they have a class called Node. So they have Node plus extensions, that's Swift, or something like that. That's what it will be called. And then, let me see if we find something here on GitHub. Really quick. I don't even know what this is, but no, I don't. But basically, the file naming convention for Swift does make it a bit easier for you to find at a glance what these extensions are. Granted, you can do that too in Kotlin if you wanted to, or on an Android or a Kotlin project, but it's just not a convention that's kind of baked into the knowledge that we share as Android engineers. But yeah, if you can abuse it. I really would say just EB on the log out of for the live streams that happen between 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. EST. There's just one tomorrow, Thursday this week, but usually there are multiple weekdays. Cool, Billy Note. I really appreciate you sharing it. I'll take a look at it. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Sneaky Fox. You know, so I have some leeway until the end of May. So yeah, we gotta get back on the grind, man. Dímelo, Tocino. ¿Qué pues? How's your side project coming, Billy? No? Yeah, I saw it, and I am sorry to hear that. DM me, man. I think I may have opportunity for you on the team I work on. Nicholas, how can I DM you on YouTube? I didn't even know you could do that. I don't know if I could DM you on YouTube, but if you are on, I don't know if you are on the Discord. If you are, that'd be a better way. But yeah, maybe right now, you know, I have conversations happening with Bumble, Reddit, and I have a friend who told me yesterday that if I need anything, I could talk to Maven, and I could also talk to what's the other one? Somebody that's just reached out. It's Venmo, and there's a last one. Oh man, it's not Citibank. Is a bank. It's a bank. I think it was Visa. But I do have some people I'm thinking about reaching out first. I appreciate your offer, Nicholas. But let me just kind of like see where these going in. You know, these first 5 people that I have. Let me see where those goes, and then I'll reach out to you. You know, I don't want to bug you yet for it. Okay, bet. Yeah, I will. Bro, the thing is, Nicholas, there's so many different usernames between YouTube, Twitch, and Discord that I forget who is who. Even Hello Kitty is better. You tripping. The best Naruto, Oshinoko, Hunter x Hunter. I mean, Hunter x Hunter, I would agree with you, except Hunter x Hunter is not finished. You know, and Hunter x Hunter, to be fair, they got kind of discontinued. They didn't continue with the story. JJK, I don't agree with you. JJK was great until the story reached where it's at now. It's just kind of like a little bit trash, to be honest. How much of Swift do you know? I do know a lot of Swift. I built several native iOS applications with Swift before, but that was many years ago. What is your salary range? I think or could use a mobile dev that isn't a contractor. Would DM it to me, Will. Yeah, I will. I think as long as the salary is, I would say competitive, not with big tech, but because if I don't even count the stocks, I don't even count the stocks. The base salary that I've been at that base salary for like 5 years now. So, and that's more than enough for me and my family. So yeah, we can definitely have a conversation about that. You know, do you have a Sneaky Fox? Do you have a description of the job posting? You hate Maven and XML like Java also. Yeah, I know. When I heard Maven, I was like, but I mean, there's something in there. No, Nicholas, I appreciate the offer sincerely. Thank you so much for saying that. For sure. It's not LOL, I'm just stuck on the job. I started in November, the other developer got fired, so it's just been me, and worse, he actually caused damage. I had to clean up with changes that got made to the codebase before I started controlling all deployments and gating his changes. I remember you were talking about this back then. That is crazy. That is crazy. Well, I hope it's doing okay for you, Billy. One Piece is just a kid high on rotten fruits is in a psychosis. Bro, that kind of is who I am. So, yeah. Here's the thing. Y'all, look. One Piece has been a part of my life for more than half of my life at this point. You know, I've been religiously reading it every week it comes out. So, I've been a part of the journey. I've seen things that happened on the first freaking 100 chapters that got revealed now in the 1,000 chapter. I'm like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. You know, and that feeling of like, wow, I always wondered why, but this is really why. And the payoff has been great for me with One Piece. I didn't get that with Naruto. Naruto, the ending, killed it for me. I hope One Piece ending is not as bad. But I think the journey of One Piece right now has much been like the best journey ever. Look, this is the thing though. A lot of people compare One Piece with the anime. When I say One Piece, I'm talking from the manga perspective because I've been reading the manga since forever. Don't come at me with the anime. I agree, the anime is crap. The later episodes are much better, but the anime pacing sucks. But it is worth it. I created a branch named stable with only my vetted changes and stopped deploying master entirely. I'm damn near close to being able to override master with my stable branch. Then I will have the time to put a new SSD in my system and upgrade Linux Mint, finish Lil G and start working on a Godot project for fun. Good luck, Billy. I hope you get it. I hope you get to that point. All right, Nando, thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm gonna get to it, I promise. I gotta get to my lead code instead of all this chatting. Thank you. $2,000 jar. If I were living in Colombia, that would be more than enough. But no, $2,000 is not enough in the United States. Yeah, TLDR is better with just me, LOL. We don't have a job posting or anything like that. I'd be willing to bet they'd make one though. We haven't had a mobile dev ever in the company, so having a person on staff would be a huge for us. Also, the job security would be insane. Sneaky Fox, I think we do need to have a chat about it on the DMs and see where it's at. You know, let me just first see how these other companies pan out for me, because I'm highly interested in, like, my top 2 contenders right now are definitely, like, if I could, I would try to get in Reddit. That's the place I would, because I know people who work at Reddit and they've told me about the life balance, the medical, all of that stuff, and it fits my lifestyle. So Reddit is my go-to right now. Bumble is there, but I need to drive into 3 days a week, which doesn't fit much of my lifestyle. But yeah, so let me see what these have, these conversations I have, how they go first, and then I'll get to you. So maybe like give me 2 weeks or so, I'll let you know. Sneaky Fox. Nobody thinks of manga first. I'm from the era where that's all I had really was a manga, because for me to watch Dragon Ball Z, I would have to wait once a week, and it was in Spanish. So like I wasn't really into manga. I couldn't wait that long. Sorry, into anime. I couldn't really wait that long. So yeah. You're a weeb. What's a weeb? Javi, if I have the time, I'm down. Depending on the amount of commitment you need from me, I'll be willing to do stuff like that. Yeah. Recently, actually, Spectre brought up a really good thing, which kudos to, oh man, I already forgot his name. And I was watching his stream earlier too. He rated me yesterday. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with names. Midnight Simon. He did a community project called Type Blazer, super cool project. And Spectre brought it up saying, why don't we do a community project together? And I think that's a really great idea. I just don't know what that project would be. And I think that's something I would be very interested in doing, I have like, look, Javi, I have like 6 different side projects that I have going on too, so. Bet Sneaky Fox, I got you. I'm watching anime and people think I'm totally normal. Reads manga and doesn't know what a weeb is. Bro, I don't. read manga and doesn't know is opinion rejected. You're really a family man. I am a family man, so I don't know what. Y'all can have y'all opinions of me. I don't give a damn. Especially if it's coming from Spectre. Alright, y'all. I think that's enough of the chat. I finally caught up to the chat. I think it's time now to jump into the leak code. I agree. I hope Who Cares is hearing me. Who Cares loves Python. He loves it, loves it, loves it. So whatever community project it is, it must be in Python. If Roserbot is not interested, maybe I could do it. Of course, if he agrees to DM me for the project. Cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is a place to connect too. So if y'all have jobs for other people, then yeah, that too. It's funny when you said if @Frozerbot is not interested, that remind me of this other project I'm working on, which eventually, this is a preview of what's to come. You will be able to talk to Frozerbot, and we're gonna create a little avatar, and he's gonna sit somewhere in the stream, and y'all will be able to talk to it, and maybe like try to burn me and do and y'all can train that bot over time. So that's something we definitely I'm working on the side. I'll show you a little. Is it even running right now? Yeah, it's called Fromi, the local homie. So yeah, this is so you can say like this. For instance, do you know who Heckin Spectre is? Probably don't. Fetch. Yeah, it's not running. I don't have it running. But basically, Fromi is gonna be a bot that you can train and talk to. I brought up a Udemy training for Python, and Who Cares YouTube threatened to leave the stream. That's funny. Thank you, Javi. I know, epic fail. But no, for real, that is something in the works, and I've already been giving it. It's been ingesting data, so it's been learning here and there. But I have other stuff that I have in flight too. Like I said, this creator local. Then I've been working on a clip detector from me, Ranker, that I want to run locally because I don't want to pay for Opus. Not Opus. What is it called? Yeah, Opus Clip. I don't want to play for Opus Clip. And I'm training it. I'm doing a bunch of this stuff. I'm training like this. I have this AI brain that I've been working on with Obsidian and MD files. See, this is the brain of my AI. This alongside with my, like I have this whole creator workflow thing that I have been working on. I have like a pipeline for automating my videos, pipeline for automating this bot, a pipeline for my content creation and my analytics, eventually marketing and branding and all of that. So all of that is what these MD files are for. You can see all the different works and different apps. You were asking about projects, Rajar. Look, these are all the projects that I have in flight right now. Baby is the only one that's released. Block Rush is the next one that's gonna be released. Probably Creator Flow after that. Freddy and Fromi go in hand with Creator Flow, right? Then I also have, which is not even here, my Creator OS, which is this whole library of this brain. Subnudge is one that actually probably after the Block Rush is gonna be Subnudge because that's the one that's gonna take me the least amount of time. Kilo is something that I'm already used locally for me and my family. Slipstream is a new game that I'm developing, but I'm not gonna touch it yet. This is my stream overlay that you're seeing right now on the screen. So yeah, there's a bunch of different projects. My website, you know, a bunch of different things, man. Like, yeah, working on a lot. I used the Python project I sent you for clips. No, because the Python project, I tried it, but the ranking system of it, I didn't like. And I wanted something I could feed into. So that's why I'm kind of building my own, where I am going to use this brain with my voice and everything to feed it into this thing that I'm calling Freddy. Freddy is my Frozer's Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. That's why it's free. And it just helps for me to create content for those platforms. I know, it's okay, bro. I get it. I mean, like I said, bro, if you are interested into, yeah, for sure, Javi, if you want, look, that way I don't forget, because I'm a very forgetful person. On top of that, like the minute I like leave the stream, I'm cutting off and I'm heading out to go deal with my kids, go pick up my kids. Then I gotta go basketball training. Then after that, we got Survivor tonight. So like by the time I come back and sit down on this computer, I'm gonna forget everything we talked about. So could you do me a big favor, Javi? Mándame un DM, send me a DM on Discord and we can chat about it. You know, then that way I at least have the notification in my Discord, and then I can go and say, okay, I need to respond to Javi. Or send me a DM on Twitter or on Instagram. It's easier for me to see these notifications and know I have something in the queue for me to check. Eventually, what I want to do is have all of these automated for me, so I can have like a queue of things that I can actually visualize and attack. Boy, it's hot. Oh my gosh, it's hot. Woo! Man, I need to do this off stream. I don't want y'all think I'm only fanning over here. I am fanning, like but I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. Spectre, bro, you know, I honestly, I've been trying to, how do I say this? I think I've been doing an okay job. Not a great job, not a good job, an okay job at capturing clips as the stream goes along. So if it helps, maybe you can at least review the clips that I've captured and then see if we find stuff that we can edit to release. And like I said, I'm more than willing to pay. You know, I could pay somebody on Fiverr, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather put money in the pockets of people that I know. You know, so if that's something that's interested you just as a side gig to help me gather my clips and help me trying to get this social media content going. Bro, I've tried hiring my kid. It doesn't work. You know, he wanted his own job. He wants to go do his own thing. And I get it. He wants to be independent and separated from dad. So let him go over there and do his own thing. But if it's not interesting to you, that's cool too. You know, but I do want somebody who would help me with my clips. It's just so much for me to do. You know, my wife did mention something to me that's pretty interesting, is that, hey, you at least have some viewers that come watch you stream daily, right? You at least have 10 people who come and watch you. And if that's the case, you know, that's something you can get started with. You can have a marketing, a content strategy, all of that. But I do everything everywhere. Like I'm the way I am on stream, the way I just ramble and do a lot of stuff, that's the way how my brain is in real life. So it's really hard for me to stay organized. That's probably why I have ADHD. So anyways, all right. Let's focus. I've been chatting for about an hour, haven't I? Yeah. Fuck. Okay. Let's get back to this, bro. Let's actually do some leetcodes. Ooh, but it's hot. Oh my gosh, it's hot. Let me turn on the AC. Hey, there you go. That works. Let me see here. Can I turn down the AC a bit? Because it's so freaking hot in this house. Or at least in my office. Woo. Make clips are no food for you. Bet, Javi, I saw the notification on my phone. I will get at it either today or tomorrow. I'll figure out a day when I get to it. But I'll do very soon, and we can talk about a project together. I'm more than happy to always open source or invite people to my projects if they really want to help out. Yeah, you know, I'm down, Javi. Okay. I've been standing here for a minute. Let me just do a quick stretch. And we'll jump into this next leetcode. medium problem. You know, the goal obviously is to just get it under 20 minutes or at 20 minutes. And at most I'm going to spend 20 minutes on it. If I fail to get it at the 20-minute mark, I'm gonna immediately stop, look at the solution, and then I will try to do the same solution from memory. Why? I'm just trying to build that muscle memory. You know, that's part of it. So let's start this timer and get to it. Longest consecutive sequence given an unsorted array of integers, nums. So first thing is unsorted. Return the length of consecutive elements. Sequence. Okay. You must write an algorithm that runs in O(n) time. That makes sense. Because if they didn't say that, then I could easily just sort the array, which typically takes n log n time, and then we would just check the sequence that way. So instead, we're gonna have to figure out a different way on how to get these elements to be sorted. One way I could think of it is there are certain data structures that we can use that will take log n time, and I think we came across this yesterday. I think it's called sorted set Kotlin. Sorted setup, yeah, there we go. A set that further improves the total ordering of on its elements. The elements are ordered using the natural ordering. So, since these are all integers, it'll just be from negative to positive. Must be consistent with equals if the sorted set is to correctly implement the set interface. I do like this little Gemini overview because it gives me exactly what I need. The following instructions, sorted set of. So yeah, if I were to include these like that, it would be in this order. Now, you can tell it in what order you want as well. Interesting. Sorted set Kotlin, insert time complexity. This is what I'm most important interested in. All right, so yeah, it's log n. So log n is shorter than O of n. What I don't understand is if I do log n insert, then I iterate over something else. Would it be? No, it wouldn't be, because that's not the okay, yeah. Okay. So sorted set of is a log n. It's a O of log n time complexity. Okay. Why is this important? Because what we can do is insert everything, iterate through all of the nums, which that will give us O of n. Add those to the sorted set. Then, all right, bro, you have a good one, Spectre. I'll see you around, bro. Good luck with that. But yeah, let me know if you're really interested in the clips, because I really need to hone in into this. Okay, so what we can do is store into sorted. All right, we can do this. We're gonna do some pseudocode here. Iterate through nums. Add. Oh, we don't even need. Yeah, add elements to hold on. If I iterate through nums, then I add it, wouldn't that be n log n? Okay. I'm not too sure about that, but we're gonna go with this approach, and then we're gonna try and get a better understanding. Maybe I can use ChatGPT to help me out with understanding the time complexity of it, or Gemini. Yeah, we'll just do Gemini so we can see. I'll create a new one here. No, go back. What is the time complexity following? And we can add that later to check. All right, cool. So instead here, so we add the elements to sorted set. Then after we added it, now we know they're in sequence. So then all we got to do is iterate through everything and calculate the sequence. So iterate through sorted set. But how do we keep track and make sure that the sequence has begun? The numbers can be anywhere from negative to positive, like negative 10 to the 9th. All right, what's the max integer negative Kotlin? We can use this int min value as our starting. All right, so init prev num to int that min value, iterate and check if sorted set for each I in sorted set, if I is not prev num plus 1. Okay, then we need to hear init max sequence equal to 0, right? And then we're gonna in here need init. We're gonna need a current. Cur sequence equals 0. So we say if cur sequence is greater than max sequence, then we're gonna set max sequence to that. Set max sequence to cur sequence. Reset cur sequence. What does I need to do? Previous number. Previous number now equals what? No, we always need to keep track of previous number. So previous number is always I. And let's think about this. So in this scenario here, if we were to have, let's say, this sequence here, right? And let's say it's ordered. So we were able to throw it into our ordered set, and it's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, and 200. So, oh man, what happened? Did it submit or something? I didn't try to submit it, did I? Bro, okay. Let's take a look at this. For this example, will this work? Max sequence is gonna be 0. Current sequence is gonna be 1. right? Previous number is going to be the minimum value, but whatever. Okay, so it goes here. If I, which is this here, is not previous number plus 1, which is not, we're going to say, okay, and current sequence is greater than max sequence. It's not, so we don't need to worry about it. But previous number is now becoming 1. Problem is here, current sequence needs to be incremented here. Because the sequence, if this fails, then we know the sequence is still something and we need to keep track of it. Okay? So this just won't reset, it won't do any of this. But we'll still go ahead and increment this to 1, previous number to 1. Then it goes here to the next one. If I, which is now 2, is not previous number plus 1. It is. So you're just gonna skip, go down here, now current sequence is 2. It's gonna do the same thing for 3, it's gonna do the same thing for 4. When it gets to 100, it's gonna see, okay, if I, which is 100, it's not previous number plus 1, which is 5, that's true. Say, okay, if current sequence is greater than max sequence, is true, so now current sequence becomes 4. I could put a little more effort in after I get in my office and stream squared away. It's using a lot of my brain at the moment. That's totally fair, Spectre. That's totally fair. Who cares? You always do a lot of bad things, man, especially your love for Python. You know, pulling your leg, bro. Don't punish me. All right. So now that we have, he dips out, of course. Max sequence is now 4. And then we reset current sequence back to 0. And this is the start of the new sequence, which makes sense because now previous number becomes 100. So this is 1. Then we go to the next one, which is now 200. This is false. Sorry, this is true. Hey, baby. Love you. So this is true. This is false. But current sequence still needs to be resetted here. There we go. So this is the difference, is that we always need to reset current sequence whenever there is a difference. And we reset it to 0. Okay, this makes sense to me. This guy. All right, I think we're ready to write this out. So if we look at this here, we can say, all right, we have a sorted, let's say, sorted nums, and we're gonna say sorted set of int, and let's say nums that for each, I think that's doable. Then we say sorted set, sorted nums, add, love you, baby, it. And say, okay, now we're gonna have our val max sequence. That's 0. It's not val, it has to be a var cur sequence equals to 0. Breakdown man, hey, mira del yo sé. Ya mande here. I wish I could sing like this in my interviews. Then we do we're gonna have to do sorted nums that for each, and we're gonna say num. We say, okay, if num does not equal prev num. Nice, man. How was your travel? If they're not the same, then we need to check. Okay, if cur sequence is greater than the max sequence, then let's go ahead and set the max sequence to cur sequence. We always need to increment the current sequence or reset the current sequence here, and then we need to make sure we always increment that and we set the previous number to the current number. Cool, I think that makes sense. And then all we need to return here is the max sequence. This sounds good to me. No! All right, output is 0. Why? Let's take a look at this case. So if it's like that, this should then be sorted into 1, oh, 0, oh, 0. I see. 0, 0. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's it. So it should be 0 through these here. Why would this return 0 here? This will return correctly 4, but return 0 for both of these. It should not return 0 for any of these. I just want to verify. I know I'm not going to have a print line here, but I want to verify what sorted nums looks like. Very hot, LOL. Today is very nice. Gonna probably go outside in a little bit to just enjoy the weather. Good, man. Definitely do that. It's very hot where I'm at too. I hate how some edge cases have some. Sorry, I hate how some questions have some edge cases that people add over time. Can you give me an example, Illustrator? I see. Okay, here we are. So yeah, it is sorted here. What happened to the 0 though? Oh, it is a set. Well, hold on. Oh, okay. This should actually give me. That's why some easy medium have low acceptance rates. But when you say people, is that like the actual community can add those edge cases? No. Okay, hold on. If I'm iterated through the sorted nums, 0 does not equals previous nums plus 1, which is true. So it's gonna go in here, set current sequence to 0. But then it's gonna increment that to 1. Previous, oh, I see. We forgot here. There's a case here that we forgot. Yeah. If we have to check this case here again at the very end, because what if it's something like this where the sequence is at the end? We will never reach this situation. I see. Oof. Okay. Let's go! We did it within the 20 minutes. Let's go! That's what I'm talking about. Fuck right. I love it. All right, hold on. Now, we did it 19 minutes and no, we did it 18 minutes and 54 seconds. All right. So, what I need to understand now is if this is, if this is, what's the time complexity? Because I'm a bit unsure. Maybe Illustrator, because you're more of a leak coder than I am. What would be the time complexity of this? I'm gonna add this down here so I can never not lose it. Yeah, I'll add that down here. And then I'm gonna throw this into Gemini and see what Gemini tells me for my time complexity. Where is my music? Building this set is n log n. Yeah. This is bad. Insert a single element into balance BST takes O log n time. Since you're doing this for n elements, this step costs n log n. Yeah. Iterating through the set is O of n. Yeah, so this is not a good. This is not what we want. Okay, so I've solved it, but I didn't abide by this requirement, which is this has to be in O in time. And I had an inkling that that's what this is the part of the code that adds to that time complexity. Because we're iterating through all of the numbers, but then this insertion is log n. And since we're doing that n times, it's n log n. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, what will be, I've already reached the time, right? And I'll go ahead and add it as here as a O of n log n time, which is not ideal. Space complexity is definitely O of 1. I have to, because I've been in interviews where they've asked me explicitly that they want specific time complexity. Also, I've been in situations where they've had me wanting to reduce the time complexity. So I'm trying to work on that as well. So this took me 18 minutes and 54 seconds, but it was definitely not the best one. The time complexity is wrong here. So since I've finished the time, what I'm gonna do here is just look at the solution. To achieve O of n, you would trade the tree set for a standard hash set, which has an average O1 insertion and lookup, and use a specific logic to find the start of sequence. You add all numbers through the hash set. Oh my gosh, I am so dumb. Well, not really. Iterate through the numbers. Only start coding a sequence if num -1 is not in the next set. I see. No, I actually like that it gave me this without the actual implementation, because now I can think about how implementing it. So it says iterate through the numbers. So add all the numbers to a hash set, iterate through the numbers, only start counting a sequence if num -1 is not in the set. This ensures you only start at the beginning of a potential sequence. While num +1 exists in the set, keep incrementing and counting. No, I'll go and solve this myself. So now that I know that, we're gonna just do this again. And it should be much easier, but we're gonna start the timer again and do it correctly. So we know we're gonna need a hash set, right? Kotlin has so many different core PIs. Yeah, we can just do a hash set here, okay. And I'm gonna call this sequence, set equal hash set of int, and then I think we do set that add all nums, I just want to make sure that this actually is something we can do, because we might have to convert this to a list. And if converting to a list, yeah. So instead what I'll do is I'll just do nums that for each, and then we just say okay, we'll set the add, and we'll just add it, right? So now that we have everything in our set, we're gonna say, okay, definitely not Chad. Hi, not Chad. Guys, Sam Altum is after my job for some reason. Well, definitely not Chad. Sam Altum took my job. So, I hear you, my guy. Well, according to Jack Dorsey, Sam Altum took my job. How you doing, man? Haven't seen you in a minute. Are you saying that because AI is trying to take your job? All right, so we need to start counting here if the next one in is not. How do we do this here? So if we iterate through the set, we don't need to iterate through the set. We just need to iterate up to the size. We can iterate through the nums. No. Hold on. Only iterate through the numbers, but they're not in order. So how are we gonna know? How do we know about? Iterate through the numbers. Only start counting if a sequence, if num -1 is not in the set. This ensures you only start at the beginning of a potential sequence. I'm glad his sorting crashed. Oh, I'm on my staycation right now. We'll go to the beach to chill. Let's go. Congratulations, man, on your staycation. That is a must for everybody. You should go and have some fun time. I'm glad too, man. I heard, didn't like Disney pull out their $1 billion investment or something? Only start counting a sequence if num -1. If num -1. Why num -1 is not in the set? If num -1, so let's see here. 100 -1, which is 99, is not in the set. Okay, so then it's not, so don't count. Is this in the set? Yes, count. Is this not in the set? Oh, hold on. While num +1 exists in the set, keep incrementing and counting. So if I start with 100, stop it. Who cares? Stop it. Do not even think about it. Only start counting a sequence if num -1 is not in the set. So I think what it's saying is we iterate through the numbers. We check, hey, is the previous number to me in the set? If it is not, then we know we have to start. This doesn't make sense to me, bro. Okay, so let's say I have a num equals yeah, I don't, how do I do this? Because if I'm iterating through the numbers, right? Say, hey, okay, if nums minus 1, so set contain nums minus 1. If this is null, then we know we reset sequence. Else we know it's in there, so keep incrementing. That's it. Var sequence equals 0. Var max sequence equals 0. So sequence equals 0. If max sequence, if sequence is greater than max sequence, then let's say sequence equals, sorry, max sequence equals sequence. Why sex? else num plus 1 would be in there. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Yes, I did say that. I'll take a long break till that project is done. Then I come back to watch streams. Oh my goodness, we don't want that. Don't listen to Hector. Chad, where's your staycation? We're in the beach. Oops. You gonna go surfing or tanning? Hecton, well, you're right, Hecton Spectre. Add all the numbers to hash, iterate through the numbers. Only start counting a sequence if num minus 1 is not in the set. Num in this case is an element in the initial nums array. I don't want to look at it yet. I mean, I spent too much time on it yet. So yeah, let's pause it here and look at it. So it basically converts the inner array to a hash set, keeps track of the longest sequence, iterates through everything in the set. If set does not contain, check if num is the start of the sequence. If num minus 1 exists, num is in the middle of a sequence, so we skip it. If num is not in here, then the current num is num, and then iterates here. But hold on, how is this? Final complexity. This results in O n time complexity because hash contains its O and n operation. I get that it's an O of n operation here. Oh. Hold on. Okay, I am a bit confused here because, you know, I was under the impression that the while loop inside of the for loop that does the contains check, we're still incrementing current num. So potentially the current num could be as large as n if there is no duplicates in our original array. So how is this not O of n squared? Okay, so I thought about doing this, but I didn't do it because I thought this was like, yeah. That is the single most common gotcha when first looking at this algorithm. It looks like ON squared because you see a loop inside of a loop, but it's actually linearly bound. The reasons it stays ON is because if num contains check, it acts as a gatekeeper that ensures the while loop only runs for the start of a sequence. The skip versus work logic. Let's look at an example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Num is 1, is 0, is a set no. We enter in the while loop. We check 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 checks. Longest street becomes 5. Iterate num equals 1. Is 1 in the set? Yes. Skip. 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 I see. If you count the total number of operations across the entire life of the program, each number is visited once for a loop. Each number visited the most once by the inner loop. Okay, that makes sense. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, this makes sense. Don't get me wrong. But what if our initial array of numbers skips a number in between each one of it? So let's say the number from 1 to 100, we skip every other number. Wouldn't this be an O of n squared time complexity? Really? It can feel counterintuitive, so let's trace exactly what happens using your example. An array from 1 to 100, skipping every other number. Here n equals 50. After one check. And 2n, that's just a constant, so we drop the constant. You're right. Okay. Okay, so the reason why is because of we have an explicit start, and every other element that we process in between will be skipped on the next iterations. Therefore, we don't iterate over them again. So that's why it's not in square. Okay, makes sense. All right, we'll do the push-ups here real quick. Rajar, look at this. It already has that many downloads. Cool, man, good for them. What is this? This is a game, Hyperbridge. Unlock the power of Hyper Island. All the third-party apps in the Hyper iOS stand. Cool. I don't know what this app does, but good for them. Dope. What is Hyper Island? Hyper OS. I don't know what Hyper OS is. I mean, it's being developed by Xiaomi. What is Hyper OS? Is an operating system developed by Xiaomi, is based on Android and unifies MIUI, including IoT devices and automobiles. Cool. China, India. Okay, so HyperOS is another Android shell. It's like one UI, but the app is developed by indie dev. I mean, that app in particular is developed by an indie dev. And it's meant for what in particular? Cool. That's dope. That's dope. Good for them. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the Hey, thank you, Sneaky Fox. You too.
I just went in there, and Hector is gonna be running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines. And on top of that, he just came into Harry's
With spoon engines.
3 T66 turbos with NOS and a Motec system exhaust.
What, bro? Did he really say spoon engines? Is that really a thing? See the release date. When is the release date? Download. Updated. Release on December. Nice. So like 4 months. No, hold on. Is that? Yeah, that's 2025, right? Yeah. Cool. That's pretty fast. All right, let's do these push-ups. Knock them out real quick. Cool, man. Now we got cold. See, now I gotta make this a little hotter now. Ooh, I'm getting tired. Let's do it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Am I 20, my guy? Then my 20, my guy, I'm a little cold right now, and my chest is hurting, and we go kapow. I don't know what to sing about, and I'm hungry. Let me go ahead and get a little snack. I'll be right back.
Don't eat them all out of the bag. Serve yourself a portion. I don't like them keeping the balls here. They need to put them back in the garage. In the little thing. I'm in the car.
Put in the work, girl. Alright? Alright. You too. Be back! Están regañando a la Frost. Has to grease his door hedge. What? Better be pickles. No, bro. It's plantain tart. This is something we call it plantain tart. Or you might know it as plantain tart. Me están pegando con la escoba. Oh, esa era mi esposa. Hablando de la mija. This guy. Who knows? They might. But no, this is what I'm eating. Plantain tart. Right. Oh, my desk is clean, bro. My desk is clean. I clean it before every stream. Wipe it down. So I know it's not dirty. What the hell? That's fair. That's fair. Is it the song? It's not coming out through this headset. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was a song. That tripped me out. Let's go to Afrobeats now. All right. I think. All right, Spectre sounds good. I think this makes sense. Okay, this makes more sense. Okay. Oh man, this is so delicious. Me encanta plantain tart. I might switch a little bit here to look into my game. Maybe I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna finish up this problem. Actually, see if I can do one more. Damn, I'm just here. I need to look at the DFS. Never mind. I'm just gonna continue doing DFS LeetCode. But we're gonna try and do this one real quick. Because now I understand better. Sorry about that. I have food in my mouth. So if it's not in there, then what we're saying here basically is that we can var sequence equal 0. Then we say, wow, the set contains the nums plus, can't be plus nums plus 1. It's gonna have to be a new nums. Ooh, I have so many notifications. I need to not look at that. So my mission control is now back online. Still need to spin up my shell domain, but everything is working. Deploying code works and everything. Bro, that was such a scare. I'm glad you were, well, not a scare because you did lose some stuff, but I'm glad you're able to get it back up and running. Entonces, Eduardo, ¿cuándo vamos a comenzar ese juego? Y vamos a utilizar IA. So, if I go back to what this is saying, let's look at the first explanation of it. It says here, add on number set, only start counting sequence if num means 1. If it's not in the set, while num plus 1 exists in the set, keep incrementing and keep counting. So, we basically want to continue cur num equals num. We say cur num. Well, current sequence is now 1, right? Because we know it's in there. So if this is in there, well, this is not null, then want to plus and cur num plus, right? So now we know, and in here we check, okay, then we add that here. We only reset the sequence once we get in here. We don't need no else block. And I think all we gotta return here is the max sequence. There we go. Set, do I have this messed up? If set error resolve or resolve reference, none of the following contents match. Get name. This is a set. Okay. Get or no, I guess. But set is not, okay, hold on. Int array to hash set Kotlin. Dímelo, Ishan. What's up? How you doing? ¿Cómo estás? Yeah, to hash set Kotlin. It's very contains. That's what we want. You have to find. Okay, what is a hash? What is a hash set in Kotlin? It's using hash table, turn loop, or fast constant time performance of adding, removing, and checking. We're not retrieving. How can you retrieve it? Okay, a hash set is only good for lookup. It's only good for lookup. I'm doing okay, my person. I am learning and being humbled over here, but we're good. We're good. We're live, so we're good. Warning, the var property is never written to, so it can be declared as a val. How? So you're saying this can be set as val. That's a lie, because if I set this as a val, I won't be able to do that. You're gonna smash it, mate. I believe in you. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't understand this compiler error. Sometimes LeetCode be tripping, bro. I see. It's like that. Do we have a misdefinition? What you getting into today? Right. We can't do that. Contains is what we want. If it contains it. All right, so this one took me way longer, but we'll come back and do it again. All right, this is fine, but this is time complexity of ON. So this conversion from nums to hash set, this is the time complexity of ON. We iterate through everything, so this is ON at this point, right? So I'm just gonna put some comments here so I can know. That's ON. This is also big O of N. But this here, this check, put a comma here. This check skips elements. So okay, so since this check makes us skip elements that's already in nums, we will never iterate through the same nums that we've already iterated here. So there's no overlap because of this check. This is why this is still an O of N iteration. That makes sense. I just don't like that it took me this long to figure this out. I didn't even figure it out. I needed help. But okay, that's fine. We'll come back to this one. I definitely need to come back to this one, and I'll make a note. Redo. Dímelo, Yaya de Mil. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien, ¿y vos? Por acá estamos estudiando. All right, looking at this Gemini thing, this maximum depth of binary tree was the next one to look at. Todo fino. Listo. Ojalá estés teniendo un bonito día hoy. Aquí yo estoy estudiando porque recientemente estoy en una posición que tengo que buscar un nuevo trabajo. Yo, what's up, JR? Hey, all good, man, all good. It's been a minute since I've seen you, dude. How you been? What's going on with you, man? You still big and swole like I saw you? Cause your muscles was like, shit, your arm muscle was like 2 of my arms, if not 3. Sí, desafortunadamente, Yaya de Mil, varios compañías a las que he comenzado a hablar con ellos. El requisito es poder hacer algoritmo y data structures. Así que estoy estudiando y ojalá pues tengo hasta mayo básicamente para poder encontrar un trabajo nuevo. Gracias, en verdad. ¿Y vos también eres ingeniero, ingeniera? ¿Qué haces? ¿En qué andas? Que hace rato que no te he visto. Hijo de la gran miércoles, brother. Gracias por seguirme. Gracias. Been good, just been dropping weight because I am doing a bodybuilding competition this summer. Let's go, JR, bro. That's what's up, fam. You know, man, I'm honestly like, you know, you don't need this from me. You obviously don't because you are your own person. But I personally feel proud to know somebody that I've met, you know, from way back then to now your transformation that you're doing. And not so much because of the transformation. I didn't think you needed a transformation, but more so because you're doing this for yourself, you know, and you're enjoying it. And that's super cool. Proud of you for doing that, man. Good luck in your competition. Oh, the freelance. Cool de allá. ¿Tienes algunos proyectos en los que has hecho que quieras enseñarnos? Por ejemplo, yo estoy actualmente creando un juego y si quieres chequearlo y darme feedback, te lo agradecería un montón. Es para iOS ahorita mismo, pero pronto voy a sacarlo para Android. También, como te tengo ahora mismo activada, por favor, si puedes, échale un vistazo a mi video. Dame una opinión, tírame un like si quieres. Decime qué opinas, pero ese es el juego al que estoy creando actualmente. You're gonna land on your feet in no time. You are an incredibly smart guy. Man, I appreciate you for saying that. Honestly, the older I get, the dumber I feel. But I appreciate the faith that y'all got in me, and I'm gonna channel that through into myself and find something for sure. Thank you for that, bro. I hope you've been doing good, dude. How's your job? How's all of that? I forgot to tell you, JR, because we haven't linked up in so long. You remember my dog, my big dog? I had to put him down last summer, and it was rough. But that also made me think about you, because I know you had a lot of dogs and you love dogs. So how's that going for you with your pets, man? I know it's, they're dear to our heart. All right, let's see this. I haven't touched DFS in a while, but I'm gonna try and just jump into this and see what's going on. All good. Bro, you're gonna land 100% land back on your feet. You're very smart and very innovative. Yo, who cares? I appreciate that, my guy. It's honestly, like, real talk is great to hear these opinions of people that have of oneself, because I'm the type of person that don't believe that. I don't. But I have a lot of faith in what people say of me. So, or not even what they say of me, but people who I care about, put it like that. People who care about what they say of me, I take that really heavy. So I appreciate you saying that for sure. Who cares? Ok, entonces vamos a montarnos en esta vaina. Maximum depth of binary tree. A ver. Uh-oh. I adopted a puppy 2 years ago that turned into a horse. He's a Great Pyrenees mix, so he's now 120 pounds and as tall as me when he stands up. But he's the sweetest boy. Oh man, I don't know if you remember Benjamin, but that's what Benjamin was. He was a Great Pyrenees mix and a Fort Newfoundland. So he was a big boy. He was when he was standing up on his hind legs, he was 6 feet tall. That's how tall I am. So I hear you, man. My daughter used to ride him like a horse. You work at Stripe and Snapchat. If you can't make it, then I have no hope. I do think you have hope on Grepo. I didn't work at Stripe. I work at Square. But, I mean, they're kind of the same payment system. But I did work at Snapchat, so you got that right. But yeah, man, I think a lot of people who come in here are... Yeah, I know. I agree. But yeah, man, you know, with this era of AI, it's interesting to see where these tests are gonna go. Ya, Yamil, pero no me dijiste, no sé si te fuiste. You gonna go to the court? ¿Qué pasó? Oh, you needed workout shoes. All right. Ya, Yamil, no sé si me escuchaste acerca de los proyectos que estás trabajando. Quería saber un poquito más de eso si tienes y me puedes decir, pero si no, todo bien. Thank you, but I sometimes feel like I'm doing it more because I am too stubborn to quit bodybuilding. And also, an ex-girlfriend told me I would never lose the weight, so I mostly do it to prove that bitch wrong. I mean, you are stubborn. I ain't gonna lie, you are a stubborn person, but you know, you have good qualities in you. So, it's the Latino in you that makes you stubborn. Besides, LeetCode is a terrible measure of capability. There's plenty of grads solving LeetCode hard and still can't write a basic CRUD. Hey, Hungry Hippo, I've always been saying that. I don't think LeetCode is a great measure of any programmer at all. Like, it's more to that. There's more to that, and yeah, man. It's unfortunate that these companies, that's their base like level of entrance. It might be an okay way to filter out some of the noise of people who can't really perform, but it doesn't paint the picture. Because I might suck at data structures and algorithms, but I might be really good at architecture design. You know? Euler, dímelo mi pana, ¿cómo has estado? Estudiando algoritmos genéticos en Haskell, un crack, bro. En Haskell, para nada. Para nada. Estoy estudiando porque me toca. I am stubborn and I don't let that shit go. I plan to send her a picture of me on stage and a picture of my middle finger. Hey, yo, let's go, JR. I'm looking for, you better send that picture to me though, but not with the middle finger. You know what I'm saying? But you should definitely send that picture to me. The glove. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, like when I saw recent pictures of JR, who cares? When I saw recent picture of JR's, I was like, what the is this really the JR that I know? Like, I remember JR, super crazy smart Android dude. You know, always wearing his hat, riding his fast cars, talking about his dogs. You know, his transformation, bro. Like when I saw him, like he looked even taller to a certain extent. I was like, what's going on? That was crazy. Honestly, when I get your amount of years of experience, I'm just going to refuse every LeetCode technical interview. I want to, bro, but like Reddit and Bumble are asking for it, so. Dímelo, Buba Beck. What's up, Buba Beck? Been building products for 8 years and haven't used LeetCode style DSA algorithms since then. Now I'm back to the job market and I feel completely lost. Buba Kek, I hear you. I'm in the same freaking boat. You know, last time I had to grind really hard for LeetCode was when I got the job at Snapchat and Square, but like I never really used it in my 14 years of experience. Like it hasn't been a necessity. I can count literally 1 or 2 instances, at most 2 instances, in which I had to know something about a more performant algorithm, which was we were doing it was like an N+1 problem where I think we're like preloading something when we didn't need to, or some shit like that. I forget. It was something with queries. But bro, I have not been having to use it. It's just, that's crazy, man. I hear you. Good luck, Buba Kek on your journey of finding a new job. I'm right here with the pain with you, my guy, and good luck, man. Good luck. Welcome on in. Yeah, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Just sent you a picture of me through IG. Bro. Let me see what this guy is looking like. Hijo de la gran puchica la brother. Yo, Buba Kek, thank you for the follow, my guy. Jeez. That was crazy. Yo, bro, look at this, man. Is that a 6-pack? Yo, bro. This man looks like. I'm not gonna reveal her face. I'm not gonna reveal her face. But look at the size of this man. Ooh. No, did I reveal her face? No, I did not. Here we go. Look at the size of this man's arm, bro. Look at the size of your arm didn't used to be like that, bro. Your arm did not used to be like that, JR. That's crazy, fam. You double my arm, bro. Kudos to you, my guy. Kudos to you. Did I? Damn. I didn't mean to if I did. My bad, JR, if I did. Vamos a sufrir juntos. Seguro que sí, Buba Cake. Dime, entonces hablas español. ¿De dónde eres? What's up, Mixall? How you doing? Welcome on in. How's your day going by today? Over there in the YouTubes. We only caught a glimpse of his sex. My fault, bro. I really didn't mean to. Hey, that's why I gotta take off my jacket. Woo! It got hot. It got hot. Hey, JR. Like, look at my arms. I ain't like that, bro. I'm a little skinny. I ain't got it like that, bro. I do my push-ups here. Uy, Barcelona, España. Recientemente emigrado a UK. Duro, duro. Pues bienvenido, mi pana. Mira, yo soy ingeniero móvil. Yo hago aplicaciones móviles usualmente, pero ahorita mismo estoy buscando trabajo y me toca practicar los algoritmos y por aquí estamos. Mixall 846 over there on YouTube. How you doing? You know, what's going on? Welcome on in. Hope you're having a good day today. Bro, you know, I think I was fortunate enough to have the genes of a lean body, because my mom, when she was growing up, they used to call her broomstick because she was as skinny as a broom. You know, my dad was very lean as well. So I think I have that gene in me about being lean. It doesn't mean I'm healthy. It doesn't mean I'm healthy. It doesn't mean I have the muscles and the strength. But, you know, I do run a lot. I would say that much. Like when I play basketball, on average, when I play basketball, I run about, when I used to wear my watch, it would say, let's say if I go play one morning for 2 hours, I would hit 17,000 to 20,000 steps in a 2 hour time frame. So I do know I run a lot. Is the pickle shots appetite suppressant? Para nada. No. I have an athletic build. Yeah, it is the sports. It is the sports. I have done a lot of sports in my lifetime. But, you know, I do know the older I get, the more I need to be like you in terms of like focusing on weightlifting, because that is honestly where longevity lies. The more you build muscle, you lose muscle faster the older you get. So you have to build the muscle and keep it. It's easier to build a habit now, and I need to get to it. So I need to take a page out of your book for sure. Hey, then you gotta cut out the beer. Who cares? You gotta cut out the beer. JR, did you cut out the beer? Because I know you were a tequila guy, right? Okay, let me jump into this binary tree. I know while we chatting, I'm not gonna time this one. Turn its maximum depth. The binary tree's maximum depth is a number of nodes along the path from the root node. Okay. So root 3, 9, 20, no, 5, 7. How about this 3? So 3, 20. Okay, I haven't done DFS in, last time I did DFS, bro, this was 2021. So, you have cut out all alcohol. That's a big part of it, bro. For sure. For sure. That's, you know, good for you, man. Good for you. Let's see here. Do we have a tree node of 5? That's the value. And it has a left and a right. So from what I remember about DFS, DFS is if we want to process the depth of the nodes, we would use a stack. And then we would put ourselves in the stack. So we're at the bottom. Then we add our child. Then, or not a child. Then we iterate through the stack. Yeah, if I remember correctly, like we start with the first node. We add it to the stack. Then we'll iterate through the stack and pop that, right? And say, hey, right? Is that how it went? Because with instead of doing it recursively, if I do in a stack, I could start with adding something to a stack or a linked list. And then say, hey, this is me, this is my left, and this is my right. Add those two. Then I go and start iterating. I take that one out and say, hey, do I have a child? Yes. Add it to the stack. Boom, boom. Then I go in and then say, okay, do I have a child? Yes. Add it to the stack. So let's say if we were to add right first. So we would add 3, left, right. Then we pop this one and say, hey, okay, boom. Do I have a child? Yes. Then add 7, add 15. We process this one. Oh, boom. Do I have a child? No. Okay, so this is, I return 1. Do I have a child? No, I return 1. Then this here, do I have anything? No. Then I return 1 plus 1. Then I return here and then I go here. And I keep track of this count. My right tree count and my left tree count. And then we'll come back here and eventually we'll compare which one is bigger and then add that one to this one. Something like that. It's actually the sugar. I don't drink like I used to. It's been like 6 years since I've actually drank hardcore. I'll have 1 or 2 glasses on special occasions. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I try not to, I don't really drink beer. I don't. Over the years, I noticed that beer makes my stomach feel how I don't like it to feel. So I would much rather either, I don't even drink wine. I'll drink whiskey, stuff like that. What, bro? What's up, Stardust Snack Bar? How you doing? Over there in YouTube? What's going on? What up? YouTube is a little bit, is delayed. I'm gonna have to increase that delay. Hold on. At what interval do we poll from YouTube? Because it is extremely delayed, making me lose out on potential viewers that come and say hi in the chat. Cool. You know what? I don't remember ever using a tree in my professional life. I mean, bro, I haven't had to use it either myself, but I know if you think about Reddit, right? Reddit is probably a bunch of trees. He don't drink, but he prefers tequila or pickle juice. I don't prefer pickle juice. I'll definitely take tequila, but not the pickle juice. I got laid off. Yes, I did get laid off, bro. What's up, Star Trails? I saw you messaging in YouTube, but it was delayed. Yes, unfortunately, I was part of the whole Jack Dorsey incident where he gutted Square and got rid of 4,000 people. So now I'm having to do this struggle of learning LeetCode all over again and these algorithms that I never used in my 14 years of experience. So yeah, unfortunately, here we are. What's up? How you doing, the Code Drift? By the way, y'all, please shout out to my, Code Drift. He's such an awesome person. He's a sweet person. He's knows his Firebot to the core. Y'all definitely need to give him a follow. Please do. Let me see here.
This guy has 2 shots remaining.
He is an awesome person, always like spreading up good vibes, great positivity. is just a blast. His music, just the vibe of his channel, and just the stuff that he works on is pretty interesting. Y'all definitely give him a follow. Give him a follow, please. Check him out.
You know we can hear you.
Thank you. Oh, thanks, buddy. We are co-working over here and not fighting this PR. Really, not fighting this PR. Relief is appreciated. Sounds good. You co-working for a project for your stuff, or is it for actual work? Just did 50 leg lifts. Damn. Okay, if I remember correctly, it's like add node to stack and children. Pop latest node, and then add children if any. When reach no children, then return level. Return 1. Yeah, and then that's how we count it back up a bit. I'm looking forward to these companies using AI. Going to be nice when I start a consultation, fixing everyone's vibe coded mess, since they can't fix it after firing all their engineers. Bro, I mean, yeah. That's why Jack Dorsey ended up rehiring some people. I don't know how much I can actually say his name in public. I think I've been told that I can't. I haven't been told. There's some documents that say I'm not supposed to because NDA reasons and whatnot. But I don't want to defend the man, you know. But he messed around with my family and on our money. So like, yo, I gotta feel some type of way. But you know what? I digress. Let's get back to this. So I do think I need a stack, and a stack could be a linked list, right? And if we think about it, once again, is if we say let's iterate. I think the easiest way to do this is with recursion, but I want to learn to do it the non-recursive way. If I were to do this the recursive way, is I would call max depth for the left and the right node, right? So I would say, okay, I would basically have a end condition here. So if root is null, then I know I've reached the end, right? So I would return 1, right? Otherwise, I would say, okay, max depth for root dot left plus max depth root of right, and that would give me, this would go ahead and find me that max depth, and then I will return the sum of this. I feel like I'm missing a step here because I have to add myself. So let's think about this here, right? So we have the root node. And I'll add some pseudocode right here. Not pseudocode, but just kind of like looking at this. So we start with 3. 3 comes in, it's not null. And I'm gonna have some right here. 3 then sends it for the left, which is 9, and it sends it for 20, right? Then we call max depth left 1 here, left first. We need to return the max of these 2. It's not the addition of those. And we need to add 1 to it. That makes more sense. So 9 will go here, and then 9 is gonna pass in null. It's gonna pass in 1 plus null and null. It's gonna pass in null and null. So then this is gonna return, it's gonna get to null, and then this is gonna return 1 for both. Then it's gonna go back here to the 9 and say, hey, I returned 1 for both. The max is 1. So then I'm gonna return 2. No, that doesn't make sense here. I return 1. Then he's gonna see for the left that he gets 1 depth. And then we're gonna have the right one go 20, 15, no, 7, no. Bro, you know we gotta hit the grind, man. You know we have to hit the grind with Leet. So then here, whenever... Yeah, I'm a bit confused here with this one because... Going with 3. I do. I have to... Yesterday I had a bunch of errands that I had to run. Today I don't, but I need to leave at 4 p.m. to pick up my son and my nephew. But my daughter, my wife is gonna pick up my daughter, which she has early release. Nah, bro. Don't you see the time? Don't you see the time here in the bar here? It's 3:18 my time. That's purposefully why I placed the time here. My time is right. This is running locally on my machine, so my time is right. But let's see here. So I pass in 3. It's not null. Your face is wrong, Spectre. So I do 3, then I pass in left, which is 9. This is no. You're gonna return. Actually, these should return 0, not 1. And then this should return to 1 plus max. Yeah, this makes sense. So once this null is gonna return 0, so he's gonna see 0 here, and then he's gonna return 1. And then it's gonna have 1 here and 1 plus 1. Yeah, okay. So then this one here is gonna say right, it's gonna go down in here, and then it's gonna see null. So the right is gonna return, for its left is gonna return 1. Then here he's gonna see, okay, I see 1 here and I see 1 also for the right. Then I'm gonna say 1 plus 1 is gonna be 2 at this point. So then he's gonna return 2 to this guy's right. And it's gonna be, out of these 2 is 1 and 2, so the max is 2. So then 1 plus 2 is gonna return 3. So it's be 1, 2, 3 is the depth. This seems correct to me. Okay, the cases ran correctly. This is the recursive way. Yo, hey, see, okay, this one was pretty easy. Considering I haven't done this in a long time. But it makes sense. Now, I want to figure out a way on how to do this the non-recursive way. So I'm going to write a function here. Fun recursive max depth. And I'm going to give it this right here. This signature. And then we're gonna do it non-recursive way, and we're gonna time this one. Yo, we say your face to everybody in my family. Like that's our direct what's the word? Our usual way of just kind of playing around with each other. Like saying something snarky to each other. Oh, ooh, something happened. Oh, your face is that. Your face is this. So it's a natural reaction. Oh, you're trying to say, dang, dude, you suck at playing. Your face sucks. I'm Spanish? What do you mean I'm Spanish? ¿Eres español? No. Ya la era de español. Star Trail Society, you came, asked, and you left. I'm sad now. All right, how do we do this non-recursively? Let's start a timer. And let's think about this again, right? So if we have a stack. Oh, tu cara es... yeah. Or instead, it's la tuya. So you say something be like, oh, you suck. No, la tuya. Like you and your mom. That's so wrong. When you're translating it from Spanish to English, it's so wrong. Something la tuya. But anyways. No backpedaling, this guy. All right. So let's see here. If we want to do this the non-recursive way, using a stack. Tu abuela, yeah. That's funny. Hey, JR, remind me, bro. Ecuatoriano, right? Your face is pickled all green and cucumbery, which is expected for someone known as the pickle poppy. You must enjoy every bit of pickles daily to get that pickle complexion. Bro, I need to make a pickle poppy shirt.
Peck Inspector proclaims, your face is pickled, all green and cucumbery, which is expected for someone known as
Thank
the
you.
pickle poppy.
Yeah, thank you.
You must enjoy every bit of pickles daily to get that pickle complexion.
This mother flipper, bro. La tuya. Got him. Just kidding. That's funny. That's funny. All right, nah, for real though. Let's do the stack way. Okay, we're gonna restart it though. Okay, let's hear. If we want to do the stack way, we need a linked list. Let's say, right, and we would add and pop, right? So we have like a, let's say a, and then we call this what? Nodes equal mutable list of, I would start with the root node. Hey, shoot, let me know, bro. Mutable list in Kotlin is what under the hood? Is an array list. A linked list in Kotlin. If you need a linked list for its of one insertion deletion, at ends are specific. Yeah, so what's the complexity, time complexity of linked lists? Key operations generally fall into O1, constant time or ON linear time. So search is ON. Insertion at beginning, insertion at end. Deletion at beginning, deletion at end. Which we always want to delete at the beginning. So linked list is perfect for us. Yeah, because we always pop from the top, right? Yeah, remove first. Linked list. Is there a linked list? Okay, let's see. Is there a link list of in Kotlin? Stack in Kotlin. Array DQ class is an efficient array back implementation that provides necessary last in first out operations. An array DQ. Okay, so we can do an array DQ of a root. I just want to make sure this compiles, because I know it'd be a little bit weird on, yeah, see? Oh, I misspelled that, obviously. Once you poop, you can't stop. Pick a poppy. It needs an initial capacity. I don't know the initial capacity. Maybe I'll just do it in a linked list, and that's fine if I do in a linked list or just a regular list, and I'll treat it as a stack. So I'll do link, I'll do mutable list of, and I'll just treat it as an array, but we won't worry about the data structure that's backing it right now. So if I add the first one, right? And I want to iterate while nodes that is not empty. Yeah, what's up with those roadmaps, bro? I saw you sent me something in the DMs, but I haven't had a chance to check it out. All right, while nodes that is not empty, we want to check, we want to pop the one at the top, right? And then process its children. So is that what we want to do? Yeah, we do, I think. Var level, let's start with 0. Depth. So we say depth plus plus, and then we're gonna pop so the first thing we do is we pop the node. So we say val node equals nodes that remove first. And we say if node is not null, continue. If it's null, continue. Continue. Right? Otherwise, we know we've reached the depth we want to increase. Ooh, no. This is, let's think here. Okay, so then we want to say we want to add the node here, node that left, and we want to add the node that right to the stack, and then we want to process those. So nodes that add, yeah. See. But the problem with doing it the non-recursive way is, how do we know when we've reached the bottom? We've reached the bottom when we hit null, right? And if we hit null, then at that point, I'm thinking of this in a recursive manner, but I think I might need some explanation how to doing this on a non-recursive way. I ran out of cloud tokens, so I figured I'd try doing it with Gemini. Gemini is trash in comparison. It can't figure out if I want a roadmap. Now instructions on building something, and it isn't able to make it as a design format, just tables and text. I think what Gemini is good at is at image generation. It's much better at image generation and gathering context on things, especially if the context isn't on the internet. So usually when I have to do, like, if I want to look for top interview questions on the internet for Reddit, Gemini is really good at that. But if I wanted to like do more stuff like implementation, like more implementation details, it's not that good at doing it. Can you look at the length of the array and check to see if the current iteration is in the end of the array? Sorry, I'm not too familiar with tree nodes. Couldn't you look at the length of the array and check to see if the current iteration is at the end of the array? So a tree node is not an array, right? A tree node is this is the data structure of the tree node. It has two properties. It has a left property and a right property. And the left and right properties are a tree node themselves. But here's the catch. They could be null. So that's how you know if it has none. So if you have a tree node that has a left and right property that both are null, then you know you're at the end of a node. So you know you're at a leaf. So there's no way for us to just check like what's all in it for the length. I need to iterate. I need to basically navigate down the tree to then determine that, okay, hey, I'm at the leaf. Okay, this is how long it is to get to that point. Time to toss a local model up, I think. Cool. A leaf on the wind, this guy. Oh, I see, it's like a literally tree and branch. Exactly. So I know I always start with a node on the tree, and then the point is, I don't think I need to remove it first. I think this is where I'm having problem with. I don't think I need to remove it and process it. That makes sense when it's a breadth first search. Because when it's a breadth first search, we're processing at a, like, think of a horizontal line that goes across each level of nodes. So, and I think that's where I'm confusing myself right now. Breadth first search, that makes sense because you want to process everything at level 1, everything at level 2, everything at level 3. So instead of here is I need to just get the first element. I think that's all I need to do here. So this is not a check that I need to do yet. So I know if it's at first, then we know that it's not empty, right? So we know that we have a left and we have a right. Oh, but isn't Firefly coming back as an animation? I thought it wasn't coming back as an actual live action. No, he's talking about this show. I've heard great things about Firefly, but I've never watched it. I actually like the main actor in Firefly. I forgot his name. But he was a pretty good actor, in my opinion. Nathan Fallon, yeah. I honestly wanted him to play freaking the dude from Uncharted. Because Uncharted is one of my favorite series. I wanted him to play the dude from Uncharted. Which his name is Nathan too. Nathan Drake. I wanted him to play Nathan Drake. Like, tell me he don't look like him, bro. Tell me he don't look like him. Come on, bro. Yeah. But they didn't. They got Tom Holland, which was okay, I guess. All right, let's continue with this. So, I agree, 100% agree. I get it. He was older, right? Had he been younger, it makes sense because Nathan Drake does get fucked up a lot. They beat him up a lot. All right, so we add both the left and right. If it exists. How about we only add it if it actually exists? So if root is null, we return 0. Otherwise, we know it's not null here. This is the cool thing about Kotlin, because in Kotlin, if we do an explicit check like this, for something being null, everything below that check will be assumed by the compiler that root is no longer null. So this mutable list of before this check, the type of this mutable list would have been tree node optional. But now that I add this if check, is gonna be a non-optional tree node. So the assumption is that this list will not have any element that is null. Your face is a compiler. See? I agree. Tom Holland is, to me, a great Spider-Man. I have not. Look, I'm such a fan of Spider-Man. Like, that's probably my favorite Marvel character. I want to wait to see it. Plus, I have so many other Marvel films I need to catch up with. Like, I haven't seen Black Panther 2. I need to watch Black Panther 2. Okay, let's see here. Nodes. So this is now a explicitly non-null. So let's only add them. Let's see here. Empty, we got the first node, and then we want to check its left and right. 3, and then it said, okay, add it. Okay, I think there's a two-step thing we need to do. First and foremost, I need to build the stack. After I build the stack, then I can process it. So I don't need to keep track of depth yet. I think that's gonna lead me astray. Right? And actually, I might need like a map, a visited map. Is this how I want it? No sé todavía. Doing it the non-recursive way is much harder. I mean, it's usually, so what I remember from DFS and BFS, there's usually a trick to some sort to the algorithm. Y te toca, like, once you find out what that trick is, everything just falls into it. And right now I'm having a hard time processing. How can I calculate, like, do I calculate the levels? Yeah, how do I calculate the levels? Because if I had a map here, right? Let's say I had a map that keeps track of the nodes I've visited. And I were to fill all of these and the left, like, add this, add myself, then add this and add that. Add myself. Yeah. Same. I'm looking forward to it too. Like, I haven't seen the latest Doctor Strange movie either. Or the latest tour, like, I forgot what it was called. I heard it was pretty good. I mean, Flash is the best. You already know. All right, I got 20 minutes, y'all. So if y'all know somebody we want to raid here in the next 20 minutes, let me know. Yeah, I haven't seen that one, Love and Thunder. I heard it was good. Because if I have a stack of these nodes, okay, I need to visualize this. So let's say I do like this: 3, 9, 20, 15, 7. Let's say it's like this. Then I say, okay, well, 7 that has nothing. If I pop this, yeah, I agree. If I pop this, because in a recursion, right, the way we process it is we process ourselves last, but how do we know? It would be per level. So Look at the first one. Does it have a left? Right. Yeah, I'm stuck on this. I think I'm gonna have to take a look here at the solutions to understand the best approach to handle this in a this is the solution that I had here basically. This is ON, OH. Yeah, makes sense. Your favorite language right here, bro. Let me see. They usually have like a Kotlin. Let's see. Kotlin approaches. Approach 1, recursive DFS. This is the one that the first one I came up with. This is the one I wanted to know. Iterative DFS. Time is O of n, is O of n. Notice how the stack traversal happens until the one branch is completely popped, hence making it DFS. Stack, add a pair and a root, and this is the depth level. If it's not empty, you pop the first one. If it's not empty, híjole, that scared me, bro. What the flip? What the flip? Yo, no, man. Like, that time is scared as shit. All right. I agree. DC has better relatable villains. I really enjoyed the Joker movies. I didn't see the second Joker movie. I heard it wasn't that good. DC has always had the concepts of a multiverse. That's why they never seem to finish. Each new movie always happened on a new Earth. That is true. I think that there's more of a plot armor cop-out than being actually intended. Whereas with Marvel, they had to backpedal and go, oh wait, we can time travel using the quantum realm. Bro, yeah, all that timing gets confusing, man. That's why we gotta stick to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Then again, they did travel back in time in number 3. I forgot about that. We just gotta leave time travel out of it. All right, so we have a stack and we have this new thing that tells us, okay, this is where I'm at this level. When I popped it, I said, okay, I'm processing the topmost node. My max step is 0, but then this is the second one. And then we say, okay, we're now gonna add the left and the right. And we say, okay, that's 1 plus 1. So now it's 2. So here's now left, which is 9 plus 2, 20 plus 2. So then whenever we come in, we're gonna see the 20. Let's say it was the opposite way. So let's say it was 9. That was at the topmost. So then we're gonna see that, hey, when we pop it, it's gonna say max depth is not gonna be 2 at this point, right? And then we're gonna notice that it doesn't have it's not gonna have, its left and right are gonna be null. So then when it goes to process it and we pop, we say, hey, first, are you null? Yes, you are, so we skip it. Then we process the next one, hey, are you null? Yes, so we skip it. And then we go back to, okay. See, there is some sort of a, all right, so this is how I see the difference between the recursive and the non-recursive way. In the recursive way, the state is a part of the return. The state of the level. In the non-recursive way, I see it more as a state that we need to manage and hold on to across time. So that being said, I see the way how, I mean, obviously I see the exact way they did it, but let's try to do it out of memory, just to get this under our belt. and then I'll redo it again tomorrow. That'll be the first thing I'll do tomorrow, and I'll do both ways. So for here we say, okay, we're gonna need to have a new type of data structure, right? I'm not gonna use a stack. Let me see, Kotlin. Should I use a stack? Yeah, let's just use this. Let's just use a stack. The visited makes sense when read first, or when they want you to traverse a tree. So, okay, now we have these nodes empty. We say, okay. Say nodes val node equal nodes dot pop. Node that first that lit. Then we know that the var max level is 0. So max depth, not level. Right, the max depth is now the max between the max depth and it that, sorry, know that second. I mean, we can just do like this. Node dot pop. Oh no, yeah, it's like this actually. Node dot second. Then we say, okay, nodes that add, and we say a pair of node that first that left node that second plus 1, right? Sounds about right. Stack of a pair of a tree node and an int. I thought it was gonna implicitly take it. Actually, we don't need this first step here, and then we can add this later. Nodes. How about that? Ah, shoot, this is wrong. I need to initialize it. Oh, I didn't try to submit, bro. I just want to test. El keyboard se me va. So this node is a pair. And actually, we can do like this. Node and depth. And then we're gonna say node like that, let. And we're just gonna say, instead of second, we're gonna say depth. And we don't need to do first, it's just node that left, node that right, and then we're gonna say depth plus. Yeah, much cleaner. Oh my gosh, okay, wow. All these typos without the compiler, man. Híjole. Me faltó uno. A ver aquí. MCU has had multiverse canon since Store Dark World, I think. What is oh yeah, I think so. But they also have had an Iron Man and didn't kill MCU. Wasn't that a different dimension? Maybe multiverse came a little later in Spider-Man. I don't recall. LOL, Quantum Universe movie was so trash. I don't recall much of it either. That the Quantum one, that's the one with the Ant-Man, right? Only worst one was Eternal. During Endgame, yeah, I mean, yeah, Spider-Verse is so great. I love it. And I mean, those are the creators for isn't the creators of Into the Spider-Verse the same creators as K-pop Demon Hunter? I think I got it. Yeah, I did. Okay. So just to reiterate what I did, we have a node stack. We add the first node. We had the first node. Oops. Oh my gosh, what is this? We add the first node and we add the level we added it at. We then pop it and we take the level that we're at, get the max between that depth and the current max depth. So just keep the biggest one. Then we'll go ahead and we add the left and right with the current depth that we were at plus 1. So now these are 2. Then we go ahead and pop this. We pop this one first actually here. And we see the max depth is now 2/1. So this at some point becomes 2. Then we add these, the 15 and the 7 with a max depth with a depth of 3 because it's 2 plus 1 is 3. Then we return these. Then we go and process this one. We say, okay, we'll pop it. The node is not null. We say, okay, the max depth is 3. And we replace that 2. So now max depth is 3. And we try to add its left and right. And then we go ahead and process it again. But those 2 are null. So we skip those 2. We come back and then we process the 7. We do the same thing as we did with the 15. But it doesn't matter because the value is already 3. Even though we still execute all of this though. We also execute a skip for its 2 left and right children, but then we go back up. Once we go all the way back up to the 9, because at this point the 20 had already been popped. We process all of this for the number 9, but the max here, the depth for number 9 is 2. And right now max depth is 3, so it remains at 3. We still add these 2 to it, so we'll add 2 nulls. We'll process those 2 iterations, but we'll skip them. And then we'll go back, and then at that point we ended, because that was the last one. So this was, at that point, yeah, we have max with 3 and return 3. So the way this is working is we'll iterate through this at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Frozair is a pickled poppy. Frozair is a pickled poppy.
Bro, interrupt my thought process. Thank you. Okay, this will make sense. I'm gonna delete it right now. I'm just gonna leave the recursive version here and the non-recursive. And what we're gonna do tomorrow is we're gonna do both. So we're gonna want to do return. We're gonna do the non-recursive, the recursive first, because that's the easier one. And we're gonna see how long that lasts us. And the non-recursive one, we'll check that too. Cool. This is a good stopping point for me because I gotta get ready to go pick up my nephew and my son from school. Cool beans. I'm good with this, I think. The next step tomorrow is I'm gonna spend the first half doing this. We're gonna do the BFS one as well, and the pass sum. So we wanna end these, or I might do this on my own later on tonight, actually, and then jump into these later on, because I'm a little bit behind on these lead codes. And then tomorrow I'm going to touch a little bit on Block Rush because I want to hash out and get out a version for Android. Cool. I know, Spider-Verse, man, I wish it didn't have that much of a delay. Do not. MCUs for little kids, DCUs for big boy adults like this guy. Cool. Nah, great suggestion, my guy. We can definitely hit a raid with them. Dope. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream today. Or yeah, I'm glad that y'all were here with me for a bit, hang out. We had great conversations, man. My average of streaming time has definitely gone up. Obviously, because your boy don't have a job, but I think I'm starting to take out the rust. Some stuff is coming back to me easier than I thought. So could have used more Python. This guy. Here's something else, Hecht Inspector. Look, so we got to think about a community project that we want to do. We have to figure it out and then plan it out so we can get something going. I sure did. You're right. Don't forget, y'all. El Viernes, Friday, we're gonna build One Piece Lego set. We're gonna spend all morning building it, and it's gonna be a struggle because I'm waking up at 5 in the morning to go play basketball. Gonna start around maybe 9 o'clock. Sorry, around 10 o'clock. I want to say 10:30. The stream, and we're gonna build it everything. Should make a channel for figuring out what to do. Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm streaming again tomorrow and Friday as well. But tomorrow I'm gonna do a mix of actual studying and game development. So I want to get a beta version of Block Crush out on the Play Store since it's already out on iOS, and I want to get out an update for all the stuff that I've been adding to it. Like I've added a brand new onboarding system, a brand new a bunch of bugs that got taken out. So yeah, exciting stuff. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna try for it to be 4 hours tomorrow as well. But cool, y'all. I really appreciate y'all being here. Thank y'all so much for the support and just hanging out with me. The jokes, the talks, everything that we've done. Spectre, let me know about the shirts. I'm down with that. Or about the clips if you have time. If not, that's cool too. I need to figure out something else of my own. But cool. Thank y'all for being here. And I will catch y'all on the next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on my YouTube video, please. I really appreciate that. I can't unpin this. How do I unpin this? Because I can't hit the raid button. Unpin this message. Cool. All right, y'all. Be safe. Have a great rest of your day. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
And friends, my apologies if I butchered your username. Welcome to the stream. How is everyone?